Hello there! My name is Sloan, aka Art Plebe, and you're watching Strange Hungers on Total Party Kiss. Strange Hungers is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition horror campaign. It details the secret history of the infamous Fulcrum Expedition, and is played in the homebrew world of Senelji. Join us as our characters venture deep into an icy wasteland, and discover the secrets of the chaos at the borders of their world. Please be aware, this campaign includes themes of body horror, trans and queer experience, religion, violence, and loss of agency. As such, viewer discretion is advised. Now let's meet our players. Kiara is an Aasimar Warlock Cleric multiclass, and is played by Pooja. Pooja is an attorney and TTRPG player, writer, and streamer. You can find her on Twitter at Pooja, and on Twitch and Instagram at Poojabberwocky. Barden is a half-orc barbarian and is played by Shan Benian. Shan is a freelance illustrator and comic artist whose work has been featured in the Adventure Zone Crystal Kingdom graphic novel and the Alleyman's Tarot. You can find them on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at AnonBDraws. Owesh is a snow elf wizard and is played by Sarah Chafee. Sarah is a TTRPG content creator and performer. You can find them on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at SarahIsCoffee, also everywhere else on the internet. Tazriel is a tiefling orc rogue and is played by VJ Harris. VJ is a platinum best-selling DM's Guild author, as well as DM, TikToker, and writer. You can find him on Twitter and TikTok at VJHCreations. Matthias is a human paladin and is played by Sloan Smith. Sloan is a stream producer, graphic designer, and TTRPG performer. You can find them on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at ArtPlebe. And finally, Strange Hungers is written and DM'd by Alex Teplitz. Alex is a writer, game master, and TTRPG designer. You can find him on Twitter at Alder_Mancy and on TikTok at Aldermancy, as well as creating games on Ko-fi and itch.io at SwordGhost. Once again, our content warning. This stream will feature content including body horror, trans and queer experience, violence, religion, and loss of agency. Safety tools are in place for our players, and we can stop the stream at any time in the interest of their safety. Thank you so much for tuning in. And now, on with the show.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome back to Strange Hungers. Last we left off, the party had completed their business in the town of Nook after fighting off a horrific plant infestation in Sir Silverhawk's arcane extraplanar library, the Tomb Loft. They went to rest and recover at the Tavern Untold Stories in this small, quaint, gothic town, where a stranger that they had befriended, Foggy, revealed to them that someone in their midst, not who they seemed, Up to them if
Not
they
true.
take
Fuck
their
you.
take their advice. But after some stories were shared, and after Tazriel recovered from a strange mind fracture that he had experienced in the aftermath of the battle, the expedition made their way into a long rest. But their sleep was disturbed by a series of nightmares and a storm growing colder on the horizon. Because we have just completed a long rest, if there are any rolls that you need to make for the day that you have not made, either send me those in secret or remind me of them. You're welcome to share the results, of course, with our audience if you would like. I will also say that I have made a few little updates to some character sheets considering the release of the new D&D book, Monsters of the Multiverse, so if there are any new traits that you have acquired due to that, feel free to send me things that you're picking for those as well. That being said, before this long rest, I have a story to share. Oesh, as you sit in your room in this tavern, flipping through a large book, you see a list of stories. This book is well thumbed and well read. You can see that there are a bunch of pages in the back, loose leaf pages that have been sort of tucked in. There is a ribbon that is attached to the spine here, where you can mark your place. And I will tell you some of the names of the stories that you see in this old book of fairy tales. You see the legend of Sir Feverfew. Sir Feverfew and the Three Dead Kings, and the Weeping Woman, and the Boar Hunt, many legends bearing her name. One called Lost Love, the Sleeping Snake, the Little Puppet, the Witches of the West, the Thief in the Moonlight, the Bird in the Belfry, Next Door Over, and many more.
So you know when you read a book a lot, we all have neurodivergent people in here. We all probably had a point where we couldn't be torn away from a book. So do you know how when you read a book a lot and like you can't be torn away from it, there are certain pages that you can tell have been read more because like the edges are more creased, there's more stains on the pages from like maybe taking it to a meal or something? Which story is the most fucked up?
Do you want to make an investigation check for me?
Mm-hmm. I'd love to.
Great.
I don't have my normal dice, so we'll see if it's behaved for me. All right, you behaved okay, I guess, because I have investigation. It's high. Okay, that is only a 13.
I think even with a 13, you're just familiar with books. So in general, it's not too hard to tell. The story that has probably had the most care taken with it, there are maybe like a few dog-eared pages that have been carefully smoothed out after they were dog-eared. Maybe just a hint of like some finger oil. But the book almost falls open to this place as you first lay it out, so it's pretty easy to tell. Is the first story, The Legend of Sir Feverfew.
All right, yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. The storm starts to pick up outside your window as you parse through these pages. Dim light. There's music playing from the tavern, but it begins to fade away as you read. Scores of years ago, more than any creature could count to, when the surface of Neum was laid out like an unfurled map, and its open edges teemed with stories and secrets. There was a knight. She was bold this night, and young and unafraid as a good knight should be. And she was called Feverfew. Her hair was long, and her hands were strong, and her sword was sharp, but no one knew it yet. And you see there's an illustration here, beautiful, beautiful, illuminated, of an orc. A smile, furrowed brow, long hair, and elegant silver armor, who bears a strange resemblance to Barden. Of course, it's an artistic interpretation, so where these edges are glossy and warm, Barden is sharp and real, but there is a sort of passing resemblance there. You turn the page and you see more illustrations. In these days, there were trees and gardens and shimmering lakes. There were endless expanses, sky. There was enough, plenty enough, for fruit for every table, song for every moment, and warmth at every hearth. You turn the page, and these beautiful landscapes are desaturated in color. You see creeping black vines on the edges of the pages. But where there is plenty, there is also jealousy. Where there is warmth, there are those who feel cold. Where there are knights, there are villains. You turn the page once more, and you see a looming dark shape. In these days, there were monsters. And these monsters, they saw the orchards and the waters and the sky, and they wanted all these beauties for themselves. You turn the page again, and you see a depiction of a large, shimmering, white cathedral of some kind, with rows and rows of figures in silver armor. Flipping through more pages, the story winds on, telling of feasting, telling of celebrations, a few exploits of a variety of different knights who are mostly skimmed over before it returns to Sir Feverfew. Felt frustration. There were monsters, yes, but the great knights that she surrounded herself with slew them easily, leaving none for her, no way for her to prove her valor and her mettle. So she traveled to the edges of the endless expanse of sky, out past the orchards, out past the borders where the twilight Cathars protected and patrolled. She made her way into the darkness, with only the light of the moons above to guide her, and her silver steel to protect her. She traveled alone to seek out the source of these monstrosities that plagued those she protected. Flipping the page, you see an image of a silhouette pushing through fog and mist. Hands, dark hands that loom out of it. You can see as well that there's a page that's stuck in here. There's some sort of notes that have been taken on it. Like, where would this have been? Kind of thing. Out past the edge of the map. Notes like that. Far, far at the edges of the world, that was all she had ever known, Sir Feverfew found creature. She came face to face in a dark cavern with a many-limbed, many-eyed darkness. And as she watched this creature spat forth in multitudes. Things that crawled and squirmed and bit, and they swarmed towards her. And she felt the light of hope in her breast extinguish. For if this was what was coming, to take all that she knew and loved, would hope had the cathars. As she stepped forward, she felt the creatures swarm over and past her, leaving her alone in this dark cavern with the mother of monsters. And it spoke to her in words that echoed inside her mind. What hope have you, little one? And she faltered, Sir Feverfew. But the light of the moons shone down and through a crack in this cavern as the mists parted. You turn the page and you see, like an open mouth, this darkness, with two beams of light shining down through, illuminating a raised blade in the illustration. And it says, her sharp sword shone like a beacon of brightness, pushing back the hungry dark. And she knew that her steel was of sharper silver than all their teeth and claws. And she stood, and she raised her blade, and she did what knights do. She killed the monster, and she brought its heart home, and there was feasting and celebration. You turn the page, see a banquet table laid out with this orc at the helm. And on one half of her face, she wears a white moon-shaped mask with her sword at her back. And there's another note stuck in here. You can see that the illustration, sort of the banquet hall on one page, and then a closer up on the knight on the second, with this beautiful, elegant, shimmering sword that's laid out that you can see in detail, elegant runes. And this head, this sort of like jawed, many-eyed, bug-like head that is being worn like some kind of trophy across her chest. You flip one more page, and you see a final image of Sir Feverfew just covered in heads of monsters, wearing some kind of large wolf head, just like some scaled, forked-tongued lizard creature, tails that are sort of looped over and tied like belts, a necklace of teeth, but a warm smile underneath that mask. It says, she would be remembered more than any of her companions as one who fought endlessly to keep her home and her hearth safe. And as much as there was blood and violence, there was always a home. There was always a home for her to come home to. And that's the end of the legend.
And striking resemblance to Barden, of course. Moon mask. Interesting, right? Considering what Barden looks like.
Yeah.
Waste kind of furrows their brow a bit at the story, but does a few things. They open up Darren and they write down the first 2 lines of the story. And then they also as quickly as they can, sketch out a reproduction of the blade and of Feverfew's face into Darren as well. And they'll do something later, but they have the dream, you know, so I'm sure there's time that passes.
Of course. Pardon. When you wake from your dream, I would say it's probably still maybe 3 or 4 in the morning. It's snowing gently here in the Silver Sea.
No one around.
You can give me a perception check if you'd like.
That's a 22.
22. All right. As you look out in the darkness here, it's pretty hard to see. White branches, almost like fingers, crusted over with salt and snow. It's more that you are very familiar with the sound of people stepping through the water in this area. If you're not used to it, it makes a certain kind of, crunching noise as you step over the salt. You listen for a good moment, and the only thing you can hear is just the soft falling of snow onto branches.
Am I still sort of submerged? Did I fall in water?
You are fairly wet, yes.
I think she takes a scoopful of the water and just tries to wash her mouth out the taste.
Mm.
But spits it out and stands, and there's this moment of, I can't go home. Can't do that to Dad again. Okay. And she tries to head back to the... She can't do that. She can't do it to Soren either.
Yeah. Will you actually give me as well? This is going to be a survival check because it is quite dark and it is snowing. And even though you're familiar with this area, there is Yes, you're sort of out in the floodlands at this point.
That's an unnatural 20. I'm rolling really good today.
All right. You begin to navigate your way back. I will also say, considering that, Alicia, you only had to trance and you woke up from your dream a little bit earlier, if there's anything else you would like to do before morning.
Yeah, Awish wakes up from their dream and actually gets up and takes Barden's book and heads towards her room. Obviously, I'm guessing she's not in there.
You look around in her room, you see her sword is there, her bag as well. But no, she's not there.
Motherfucker. She does not return it. Instead goes outside.
Okay.
Rude.
It is dark, cold, the salt snow coats the town of Nook that was so quaint in the daytime. The silhouettes are a little stranger here at night. You can hear the water beating against the dock.
We'll just try to find a place to, stand and clear their head. If they run into Barden on the way, that is fine.
You push your way past some of the streets, over some of these little bridges. It does look like there are some maybe fishermen who are still out, even though it's pretty late. People who are actually gathering, maybe just like one or two people that you pass by, who are gathering in small, like coated baskets, some of this salt snow. You pass by one older gnomish woman who appears to have some kind of basket of fish. And hello and welcome for the raid. Thank you for the raid.
Thanks for the
Welcome.
raid.
Who is sort of catching some of this salt snow like in her basket of fish. So you actually have to just wind your way out of the main center of town to find a little bit more privacy away from some of the people who are doing this late night work.
Yeah. And I messed up. I'm sorry. My brain is so sleepy. They are looking specifically out for Barton.
All right, give me a perception check, please.
Okay. I am such a fool. That's a natural one.
Nice. Well, I will say, Barton is not trying in particular to be stealthy, but you do actually have to like wander quite a bit looking for her. You don't think she's anywhere in the actual town, and I don't think you ever went to where Barton's home is, so you wouldn't necessarily know to navigate to near there. So with that natural one, it's actually you. A 5, fair. With a 5, you do get just a little bit lost yourself. Make your way sort of to the edge of this town and these salt beaches. It's very hard to then navigate, even with dark vision, because there aren't a lot of things in the distance to mark how far away you are from things. So with those shades of gray and with this overcast sky, it just becomes difficult to tell how far you've sort of walked away from the town. You begin to see some of these. They look like trees, but they're different in some way. Almost like they're crystalline. You can tell the branches are thin and scraggly, not like trees that you had seen passing through Abjor on your travel towards the expedition camp. Not like trees that you've seen on the coast, more tropical style trees. These ones are coated with these strange growths of salt, almost like when you leave something hanging in salt water for too long and they grow in these strange fractal shapes. So I'll say that you actually spend probably 20 or 30 minutes wandering through this dark orchard at night. With that 5 on your perception, it's hard to hear if there's anyone else. You're not as used to the sounds of this region to be able to pick up people who might be out here. But you do hear, I think, because it is quiet. At one point, there is a scream in the distance. And shuffling noises, sounds like maybe branches breaking.
Is that close to me?
Probably hard to tell, but over 40 or 50 feet away from you.
All right, yeah, let's go get killed. Oh, go check it out.
Making your way through this orchard, your feet are wet. You're passing through some of the floodlands here. It's maybe only 5 or 6 inches of water, but it does make it hard to travel stealthily. Would you like to travel stealthily, or are you going fast?
Yeah, they'll travel stealthily, and they'll send Darren ahead.
Okay. If you want to give me a perception check for Darren, I will take one as well, and also a stealth check.
Oh, sweet boy, so bad at perception. Okay, for stealth, that is a 19.
Nice.
Let's see how Darren does on his little perception check. Give me my extras. All right, so I rolled a 19 on the die. So Darren got a 16.
Amazing. Okay, so Darren scouting ahead with his blind sight. Yes.
Sorry, I forgot. his perception is different than his actual wisdom. He does have proficiency in perception, so it's an 18. Yeah.
18. Even better. So Darren, scouting ahead with his blind sight, is actually able to navigate through some of these trees a little bit faster. They're pretty tightly packed. They're not really set out in rows, more like these clusters where there might be one like healthier birch that's towards the middle that's shielded from some of the snow. So you have to sort of push your way through a little bit slower and more carefully. Darren scouting ahead. He relays to you with that perception check. I think there's something out here.
Yes, Darren.
It sounds a little freaked, actually. It's big and it's moving fast.
Big as in a large person, or big as in a large creature?
Big as in, like, too many people.
More than one.
I can't really tell. It just sort of passed by my radius.
All right. Awacia's gonna pick up the speed then and use Darren kind of as like a tracking signal. She doesn't want him to get too close, but will close the distance themselves if possible.
Mm-hmm. As you get closer, as you begin to sprint, you hear ahead of you the sound. It's almost like 3 or 4 or 5 sets of legs that are running through the water. You can't tell if something is chasing something else, or if this is one creature, but as you sprint forward, you also see that some of the trees here have been stripped of their bark, like claw marks, floating bits that are of salt and wood or whatever these trees are made of that's floating in the water as you run. Darren says again, I think it's one thing. It's got too many hands, though.
All right, Darren. I need you to do something for me. As I run forward, this is just in our head.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to instruct him. I'm going to clutch the message token in my hand and instruct him that if anything goes wrong, boy better run. Get back. Because I'm interested, but I also don't want to die. So, gonna press forward, try to intercept this thing from the front.
Okay. You can tell as you're chasing it, and with Darren able to fly a little bit ahead of you, that whatever this thing is, it can move faster than you. So you're having trouble catching up to it. It also seems to know to be navigating around trees, to be or just pushing or breaking through them in a way that is difficult for you, just because you're like pushing through water around areas that are hard to see. So
I'm also not super great at running, so it makes sense.
Yeah. But there is one moment where you sort of the trees open up a little bit, and through the darkness, you can actually see a set of 2 glowing eyes as something massive and twisted turns for a second to look at you. And what you make out are many sets of hands, open, dripping jaws, a bent over form. For it turns away from you and pushes through another set of trees.
Can I cast jump on myself and get over and in front of it in this brief moment of pause?
Will you give me an initiative check?
I did roll pretty good today. Well, I didn't roll pretty good. I rolled a 2, so we were close, but we're fine. So I don't have disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Okay,
So
yeah.
this thing seemed like it was aware of your presence, which is why even though it does pause for a moment, it is pretty able to like kind of respond and react, but you are faster than it in this moment. So as you cast this spell, you are able to leap and jump ahead.
Land in front of it very gracefully. It could turn around and run too, but yeah, no, I was gonna do like superhero landing, but that's not how jump works for these fucking snow elves. They just like float all around and shit. So lands to the ground and kind of holds out a hand like this, not with any magic on it, just a bare hand as a stop motion.
It coils to a stop with these many limbs. Looks up at you.
Oh.
Steps back. And the bottom half of its face opens further and more mandibles emerge. There's a hiss, choked whisper. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh. I just want to talk, man. I just want to hang out with the cool, creepy thing. Okay. Oh, fuck. Nice. Okay, I have a +4, so that's a 21.
Nice. Yep. You feel a moment of instinctive panic come over you. Some kind of effect that almost takes your breath away, but you steel yourself. It sort of steps towards you, and you hear the echo of many steps as it does.
I'm not afraid of you, though I think you should want me to be.
It roars in response to that. It is not a loud roar.
No language.
It is low and rough, and as it roars, some kind of spittle like flies out of a again, hard to make out the color, but a deep sticky consistency that drips down, and now you can see closer, again, still not really a source of light, but its mouth continues from here down its throat and to its chest. There's almost a massive mouth with these smaller prehensile arms that are emerging from, again, where a chest should be.
Oash does some quick thinking. And everyone's asleep, but by their estimation, Barden.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to bother anyone, you know?
Yeah.
And so, Barden, you hear in your head, don't wake the others, but if you could come. If you could come. Okay, that's fine. I might be about to die.
You hear these words in your head. You are...
And says that she's in the forest, yeah.
Yeah, you are in the Silver Sea. The darkness.
Am I awake?
I think you are awake, yes, although the dream is still fogging your mind.
I think Oish only hears a scream back.
And Oash looks at this thing and says, "You're not quite supposed to be here." And before, I think I can take maybe one hit. They want to try to get a good look at this thing before they run away.
Okay. Will say, just made a roll. This thing is going to attack you. So you have a chance, because you are purposely putting yourself in danger to get a closer look at it, you're waiting until it actually attacks you. I will give you advantage on this perception check.
Okay. Perception check?
If you want perception, you're close enough that you could call an investigation, but that means you have to like reach out and touch part of it.
Yeah, it's not too different anyway. So it's like a difference of 1. Okay. That is a God, I'm gonna just start rolling with this die now. That's an 18? No, 19.
A 19. All right, and that is a 25 to hit you.
That will hit. Yes.
Okay. I need to roll.
Don't worry, Theo. I'm fine.
Okay. That is 10 points of piercing damage. And 4 points of acid damage. No, acid, yeah. 4 points of acid damage.
Okay.
Yeah. As close as you are, you can sort of almost reach up as this open mouth comes forward, almost extends out to clamp down around your hand, and you feel something harden as it does. Not just the teeth, but whatever substance is dripping out of it, like freezes between your fingers. You can feel them like clench in place, almost like a kind of paralysis as it pulls back, and you have to like kind of break and pulse your hand a little bit to actually regain feeling and movement in it. With that perception check, the eyes of this thing are what you get a closer look at. They are dark, slitted pupils. The substance that's dripping from its mouth that hardens around your hand is almost amber-like, honey-like, but hardens instantly. And there's some kind of twisted resemblance that you immediately put together, considering what you just read, that the shape, the outline of the monster in the book, that up-close appearance, is almost identical to the outline of this creature in the dark. The hands in the illustration that come through the mist, the way that it looms forward over you, twisted, is like a mirror. But there's also another strange resemblance in this creature with like the many teeth, the like sort of heavy set of its bone structure, to in some ways one of the helmets of the knights in the story as well. There's sort of in like the structure where the eyes are, where the plating of this bug-like creature is, it looks like it could be parodying some of the armor of the knights.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
With that attack, it's not the damage, it's the having to do this that kind of shuts off any investigative interest that Awaish may have had in this. They freeze for a moment, and then, without any preamble, just turn and fucking run.
Okay. That is an 11 on the opportunity attack.
Oh, I'm disengaging.
You disengage, then yes,
Yeah.
No opportunity attack. Yeah.
I mean, I know that wouldn't hit me, but like I don't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to.
Don't even want to risk it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So then, sort of pull back and step away from it as it finishes, closing its mouth, this dripping spittle, and you turn and run. You hear bounding, scratching, clawing noises behind you, more running footsteps, but Darren relates to you that it seems like it's running the other direction. Again, hard to navigate here. Are you trying to circle back around towards Nook or just deeper into the orchard?
I think once they realize that it's not coming any closer, they just stop and sit down with their back against one of the trees for a couple of minutes and just call Darren to their side and just sit there kind of like rubbing their hands and just, I don't think they move for a while.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Barden, since you are also navigating your way back through the forest, you're also hearing some of these noises, I would say, scratching, clawing, like echoes further away as you push your way a little bit closer to town. And I do think with as high of a perception check as you got, once your head clears a little bit more, having heard the noises of what might have been this battle or encounter, you would be able to find your way to Oash.
Would I remember that? The message that was sent to me?
Foggily, yes.
Yeah, she'll try and make her way, but as she goes, she'll cast message. Oh no, she doesn't have her thing.
Probably not,
well,
no.
Just gonna try our best. And try not to get freaked out by the claw marks.
Yeah, you
That's
see
great.
the bark where it's been stripped from the trees, so you're able to sort of follow that path to find them.
Wait. Are you here?
Oh. On hearing that, there will be a moment of pause, and then you'll see movement in one of the trees as Oash stands. Very blank. You see it, just the edge of it being put on, but since you called out, all you see is like the very typical shut off face. Yes.
Are you alright? You called to me? I think? Also, I'm just gonna point out that Barden is in her sleepwear.
Mm-hmm.
So she is in that black crop top, she is in like loose pants, she is barefoot. I think there's probably a little bit of mud or, there's salt on her. She does not look prepared.
Shouldn't be out like that.
No, not really, should I? 1 second. And I'd like to try and cast Dancing Lights.
Yeah, you can cast it.
Do you want me to roll for
You can
it?
give me an Arcana check if you want to see how nice it looks, but
Yeah. I like the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a 16.
It's a little easier this time. It comes a little bit more natural.
So little fireflies darting around to light up the white of the salt plain. Just warm light.
Yeah. Oash does look a little fucked up. I feel like I should.
What?
What
What happened?
They just ignore your question, reach into their bag, and pull out your book and hand it to you.
Why do you have this?
I took it.
Can I see if I can connect that nice moment yesterday with the taking?
The only time I think you would have even gotten close enough to a waste for them to have taken it, considering when you last checked your book, probably would be that moment. So, yeah.
Oh. Well, that explains that then. Did you, enjoy it, at least? Tucks under her arm.
Stories are a bit stupid. But they are the stories of a knight, so I am not surprised. Only a knight would go out purposefully by themselves in such a way.
Baden kind of leans and sort of cocks her hip and just gestures to, like, Catawish. You're out.
It's more
And you
a
look beat up.
situation that I found myself in than one I sought out purposefully.
So why are you here in the Silver Sea? It's deep.
That's the name of this
You
place?
can get lost. Yes, for the local name for the birch trees.
Fancy to stroll.
Okay.
Are you going to report me?
What's the report?
For stealing your property?
I mean, you didn't do anything to us, did you? Like,
No.
looks at it. You didn't break it or take anything out.
What is your barometer for right and wrong, Barton?
Barometer? I mean, in respects of this, I mean, as long as I get it back, I don't really mind. I like sharing stories, no matter how stupid they are. But if he burns it or destroyed it, I would be fucking pissed. I mean, you could just ask. Why? Do you see this as taking it as wrong?
Why are you out here?
Tucks the book under her arm. Hope to find out. Come on, I'll lead you out.
I think I prefer to find my own way.
You might get lost. Or whatever did that. I mean, I may not have my sword, but I've got some, I can still protect us.
The first story. Where is that supposed to take place?
From my knowledge, Upper Skyhome. So, not far, but why?
The wilds are not supposed to reach this far, yes?
I guess it depends in what form. Not the trees or the woods, but I mean, there's plenty that comes out of this tome loft that shouldn't be here. You probably know that.
You know you bear a striking resemblance to the illustrations in that book.
Been noted.
You didn't notice.
It's been noted.
Oh, it's been noted. I was like, what the fuck?
not something I can help.
No. It isn't. All right. Let's go.
Oh, you're coming with me now? I'd like you to. I'd prefer you to be safe. Sorry, I missed what you said.
Oh, they said forward for fever view.
Okay. And she leads them out.
Out we go.
As you
Out
navigate
of the
your way
woods.
out of the woods, out of the not really woods, whatever resemblance they bear to woods, the sun finally begins to rise through the storm. It continues to snow lightly, so you make your way back into town, and the rest of the party wake up as well from their respective dreams. Now, I will say this. These dreams are not like the ones that you experienced after you partook of that strange drug a few days ago. Those dreams felt tangible and real, way too real. Sense and sensations and details that remained in your mind, crisp and clear and resonated for the rest of the day. These dreams fade as you wake up, as nightmares do. It's not unheard of to have strange dreams in this world. So, yeah, they do fade away with the light of the day much more than... They're much less vivid than ones you've experienced before.
Yeah, I guess we get back as everyone's waking up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that thing still happening with the thing we talked about with me?
Oh, yes, actually. There is one more thing. Thank you. So, I think it is just as you are sort of pulling your way out of that first dream, Matthias, it is still dark outside as you wake up from the dream of the Maw Mountain. And you're able to maybe sink back and get a few more hours of sleep through the storm. But as you fade into sleep, there's a kind of discomfort. You're having trouble, even though you are able to fall back asleep, it's a disturbed sleep. It's like when you don't mean to fall asleep and you take a very uncomfortable nap, that kind of thing. So the dream that comes to you in the second half of your night is blurry around the edges. You find yourself lying in some kind of mossy garden. Tombstones, gravestones surrounding you. When you try and sit up, you can't really. There's something that's pinning you down to the ground. As you look, vines are growing out of you down into the dirt. You're decomposing as you lie here. And it's easy, it's soft, and it's safe in some ways, even though there's that sensation that something's wrong. Feels like you're there for maybe an hour. Your eyes closing, your body growing more and more tired. And you see from the vines that are growing out of you, tethering you down, small mushrooms begin to sprout. Spores drifting and surrounding you in a cloud. And with that first puff, that warm, welcome sense of sleepy relief is disturbed by a thick tug within your neck. Almost like a migraine is pulled into existence with a hand. And where the vines are growing, you see something white emerge too from the wounds. A shifting crack noise as splinters of your bone begin to move of their own accord. Finger bones that burst from your hands and turn into claws and cut through the roots that tether you down. And you see, peeling out of your chest, your rib cage, like two massive hands, reach forward and crush, cut through the mushrooms and the spores. And your spine pushes you up from behind to sitting. And then they retire to their proper positions. And you wake up from your second dream. Because as a paladin, you are immune to disease. Fabulous. Now everyone's awake.
I think Barton has to scoot up the stairs to get changed. Like, pat, 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 barefoot.
Awais just sits at the bar and like just starts casting mending on the fucked up parts of their clothing. I'm like, I'm not gonna change. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, is Foggy still there?
Okay.
Foggy is still here. Probably getting a drink.
Okay,
Oh,
so
man.
yeah, Kiara wakes up alone, doesn't like it, and joins everyone downstairs for a drink.
Gonna get my...
You're on mute, Alex.
I'm practicing the accent, don't worry. Don't look at us when you're doing it. That's what we think you're
fucking
talking to
hysterical. Wowie. I gotta get up. That's something I haven't had in a second, and I don't usually get anything that direct ever. So I think he's probably a little bit perturbed and is gonna go to his bag. He's gonna go and get his tea bags and picks up 1, 2, 3, and then like shuffles through, puts them down on the floor, and starts like really shuffling and taking stuff out and stacking it neatly out of his bag because he can't find the 4th bag. And like looks up. It's definitely not anywhere else. He definitely didn't take it out last night. Maybe someone came and got it. He did not leave it anywhere. So he's gonna get up and take 2 of the bags down the stairs where he sees other folks.
I wish I could have as much presence of mind as Matthias to have one thing missing and be like, it must have been taken.
No, he doesn't put his shit where it doesn't belong. He's very neat and orderly.
Be that person.
Yes, in real life, Kiara has no desire to be, but I do.
I think if Kiara's downstairs, he probably goes to her first.
Yes.
Did you take any of my teeth this morning for breakfast?
Oh no, that wasn't me. After my night, I think I need a breakfast ale, honestly.
Did you see anyone else?
Oh, wait. Just fully down there, just like fixing their fucked up clothes.
Oish, did you have any of my...
Of your... Oh. Oh god, I wanted to say something so sassy, but it's fucking Matthias. No.
Kiara turns to look at Foggy.
Foggy is looking into his drink.
Oh god. I have a headache. I don't want to deal with this. Matthias sees him like look into his drink and looks at Kiara and then back at Foggy and is just going to walk all 6 feet 7 inches behind the gnome and just kind of like, Foggy?
Good morning.
Did you happen to be looking for some tea this morning? Anything like that?
Absolutely not. Nope. I don't drink tea, actually. Just rum for me.
What's in his cup?
You look into his cup. It is, he has an ale.
Okay.
It's not tea.
Can I see if I can tell if he's lying?
I was gonna say, can we
Insight
all
check from
insight
here?
check?
Yeah.
Sure. Matthias and Oasis give me an insight check. And of course, Taz, if you've come out this morning.
I would also like to roll an insight check because of all the
You guys all just slowly approaching this
I got a
tiny
15.
15.
I will truly never be able to tell if anyone's lying to me ever, except under extremely specific circumstances. That's a 5.
Amazing.
Oh.
So Matthias is like,
All right,
all right, I don't know who took it. And turns around, Tazriel?
Can we tell?
I'm looking. I have Foggy's. I'm pulling up Foggy's deception.
Gotta get Foggy's stats.
Oh, it's a -2. Foggy got a 14 for his deception.
Oh no.
Yeah, Oasis from her seat goes, he's lying.
Yeah, Kiara is gonna elbow Foggy and be like, Foggy, we talked about this. We're friends now. Didn't you say you wouldn't be stealing friends?
I didn't steal nothing.
You went into my
Foggy.
bag.
I don't even know which bag is yours. There's plenty of bags in this tavern. And
Give it back.
what?
Don't test me. Give it back.
He sort of like scoots off the stool a little bit, looks at the bartender, and reaches in and pulls out like this little bag, like a sort of a brown pouch from this vest, and throws it up onto the counter. You hear a jingling of coins, maybe like just a few copper. And then he knocks it down and he sprints towards the door.
Fuck no, I'm grabbing that bitch.
Initiative!
I know that he's gonna beat me at initiative, but maybe I can catch up with him.
Give me that initiative.
Can I help? Can I try and grab him too?
Considering you probably would have come out last from the exit of the like come into the tavern last, yeah, you might maybe be able to intercept. So Foggy's initiative.
I got an
I don't think I did.
18.
Oh, it's a 11. Advantage.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
He's done. I got a 22.
Oh.
Oh.
Did you say he got an 11?
Yeah.
Okay, I got an 18.
So Foggy like slips off the stool, and you can like reach for and grab and sort of like, you know, you have to like sort of try and get a grip and shove him, and then Taz like steps in front.
Yeah, I'm
Massive hulking mountain of a guy.
trying to grapple Foggy with my whole hand just grip.
Give me that grapple check.
Okay.
Taz, you can help if you want to give.
Yeah.
To give
I'll give-
advantage.
I'll
I
give
love
him
the
that.
concept,
Grapple's
I love the
athletics,
concept that.
right?
Sorry, you go.
Athletics, yeah.
Yeah.
With
The
advantage.
concept that Pardon is upstairs just getting changed and suddenly like boom, 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 boom downstairs. Like, what the fuck?
With advantage, that's a 26.
Damn.
That is a natural 1 for a 5.
Oh, baby.
I feel like I reach out and just grab him like a squeaky toy, like just grip.
Putting that clown practice to good use, I see.
Grab him
yes,
by the back of the collar.
And he goes, here?
It's her, he, not he, her.
You hear Kiara say, "Don't break it."
I yank him and just lift him up. Where is my tea?
I didn't know it was tea. Or I probably wouldn't have taken it.
What would have caused you to take it if you didn't? What? I give it back, and I'll consider letting you keep traveling with us.
He has to he grabs for one hand for your hand, so he can try and alleviate some of the alleviate some of the pressure of your grip, and then reaches sort of down into another pocket and awkwardly pulls out just a handful of little things that he immediately drops onto the ground. You see a tea bag, you see some coins, an earring, an earring from a Waish. I don't know what would we have taken.
I think
from
it was
that?
A harpy feather.
A harpy feather.
Like a
Honestly, he was sharing a room with Kiara. He could have taken anything.
I think it was Barden's favorite pen.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay.
Pen.
Matthias looks down at the things on the ground and then looks at everyone else. I've considered it, and I think that you won't be traveling with us anymore.
Very considerate.
Just gonna put him close to the floor and then drop him.
Good. He catches himself very elegantly. You see the little fish sort of peeks out from behind his collar and spits water at you.
Ugh. Fuck that fish.
Pico.
Fuck that fish. Waish just mage hands out and grabs her earring.
You pick up that earring, and let's see what he's done. Sort of on the ground. Oh, that's fun. The fish spits out a little bit of water, and sort of lands, and then he stomps his foot down. And I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
The
Who are near him.
fish?
Hey!
Not the fish, Foggy. Foggy
Oh.
stomps his foot. It's fine.
Constitution
18.
saving throw?
That was a natural 1.
Oh, my God.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Four.
Maybe I'll die.
So 22.
Perish, actually.
I might.
so,
Don't try me.
if you got below a 13, you take 6 points of thunder damage.
Damn!
If you were, and there's this boom noise that shakes the figurines and rattles the things that are hanging above, as a mini thunderclap explodes out from Foggy's foot. And with
this
that
guy.
noise and sound, he scrambles forward like a monkey, between Tazriel's legs, and out the door of the tavern.
Waish looks a little faint.
Ooh.
Does wait? Nope. I was gonna say, does Kiara notice that Awaish looks faint?
Just Taz.
I mean, I don't think they're hiding it necessarily. They were already pretty fucked up this morning, and then this is what kind of pushed them over the edge.
Kiara will take note of that and remember their last conversation and do nothing.
Taz saying the first thing he said all morning because he came downstairs. This whole thing was happening.
Poor Taz. Right in the action.
And noticeably, nobody's feeling any pressure in their head as he's within 30 feet of you. The scar's gone. Would you like some help patching yourself up?
What manner of help are you offering?
And I think, like, since we're all downstairs, Taz would have, like, packed up his room and just came down with all of his stuff, and he'll just go in his pack and pull out, like, a healer's kit, just bandaging and ointment and...
You're injured?
I just need a rest. What did this thing do to me exactly, Alex? I tuned out specifically when you described how I got hurt.
It bit down on your hand, and then it released some kind of material that solidified around your fingers. Some kind of thick, acidic, amber-like material that stuck your hand in place for a moment before you just, like, burst it and it shattered off.
Okay, so there wouldn't really be much, like, physical showing of that at this point.
Just on your hand or wrist, I think you might have some kind of mark. Yeah.
Burns or shit?
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. It leaves sort of like a hot wax, like that kind of burn, maybe.
Did you burn yourself?
Took a walk. Met something I perhaps shouldn't have.
Oh. And it's gone? Dead?
I didn't kill it, if that's what you're asking.
It is.
Do we need to go take care of it? I guess we should wait for Barden and ask her.
It didn't seem especially interested in staying around.
What did it look like?
Yeah, Uwesh will open Darren to an empty page. Actually, no, Uwesh will open their grimoire to an empty page. And due to the new book that has come out today, Uwesh has proficiency in painter's supplies.
Ooh.
And so we'll kind of tune in to the trance that they had, even though it was a fucked trance, and we'll pull some memory out of that is not necessarily their own, and then takes their quill and begins to sketch out this creature.
All right. Considering that proficiency, if you want to get a pretty accurate, ability to recreate it, I will call this. You can use your dexterity or your intelligence to make a check that you are proficient in.
Okay. Oh man, which will I use? Dexterity or intelligence? And I'm not adding my proficiency bonus to this. I just get to roll with either one.
No, you add your proficiency too. To make a check you're proficient with, so you add your bonus.
Wow. Okay, so that's...
Let me guess, you're going with Dex?
Yeah.
Damn, Dexy wizard.
I think I'm gonna duck behind the counter while that's happening, and I'm gonna heat some water up because my head hurts.
Okay.
I only rolled a 6, but that's a +7, so I got a 13.
13 is decent enough, especially with what you saw in the book. You can get the silhouette down, get the eyes, the dripping. It was hard to see in color because you were using mostly your dark vision to see it. But you do.
Sorry.
Ooh.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Bad day?
Bad day? Terrible day. Anyway, yes. But you get a pretty decent representation of it in black and white.
Do you show it to us? Oh.
Yeah, that's why I'm sketching it out for. I mean, specifically Matthias to see, but anyone else can look.
Do I recognize it?
You recognize it? Give me a history, or give me a history or Arcana check for this.
No. I'm fine, but I did I did drop down another die size.
Ooh, nice.
So
Oh.
and I would like to look at this because I feel like Matthias specifically might know since he does so much shit
Yeah.
outside. I don't know. What would I be rolling for that?
I rolled a 21 on history.
Cool. Yeah, it's history. Matthias, you have advantage. It is history or arcana. 21 for
Okay.
Kiara.
There's a lot of group story time growing up, I feel. She didn't read.
Yeah, 13.
13, okay. And what did you get, Taz?
Oh, you're muted.
Muted.
Irrelevant. I rolled a 5 with
Okay.
well, history. No,
Okay.
no.
So,
yeah.
Kiara, with a 21, you haven't ever seen a creature. You haven't seen a creature that specifically looks like this, but it does. What it evokes of like many limbs, and dripping mouths, etc., just really do sound like a child's nightmare story, like something you definitely would have been told over and over growing up, of the horrors that lurk within the Ungekwan, reasons you should never go alone into the dark forest at night, the monsters that reach out with many hands to pull you deep into the woods. Totally sounds and looks like something out of a horror story. Matthias with a 13, because you're from this region, similarly, I think more detailed stories you would have been told as a child. There are legends of creatures that lurk in the dark that will try and steal your face, steal your skin, eat it or take it for their own, that this thing might resemble for you.
Oh.
Wow. This looks like all of those stories they used to tell us to scare us and keep us inside at night.
Perhaps they were good stories to tell.
It seems so. I didn't quite expect them to be this literal.
And
Are we heading
Barden
right
head
out?
down?
Yeah, okay.
Yes, Barden, you make your way down. As they're
Barden's
looking.
got all of her stuff packed onto her sword. All of her layers are back on. And she does come down the stairs, going, "You guys seen my pen? Can't seem to find my pen. It's
It's here.
got this really good inkiness and
Mage
Mhm.
oh, thank you.
takes it from Taz's hand and just boops it into Barden's. Yeah.
Like,
Oh, thank you. What are you guys looking at? And can I see the page?
You can lean
I'm not
over
hiding it.
and look at it. Yeah.
I think she leans like on like one of Oasia's sides, not too close, and I'd kind of like Oasia to like roll a perception check.
Perception or insight?
It's more of a sound,
Okay.
so probably perception.
Okay.
What do your pointy ears
15.
here?
Say again?
15
Sorry,
with
I
my
was hearing
pointy
Sloan. What was it?
15 with my pointy ear.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you definitely hear right under Barden's voice, just like the shadow. And then she turns and goes to sit down and just puts her pen away. Sits down.
Oh, you have a name for it.
That's what you saw. Is that what you saw last night? She is staring at you. Did it-
Yes.
Is that what hurt you?
I suppose.
You knew about this?
Story. It's
Pardon
what my dad called it.
If you have information on this, it would be quite helpful at this juncture.
It's all hearsay, and you know, because it's connected to feverfew. I've tried researching it, but
Holds up their hand, which still has a little bit of that like weird fucked out, and they say, I think we've progressed past the point of hearsay.
Barton looks disgusted at it. Just oh, Mother of Monsters. If you've read my book, you've seen what she's called. It might not be true, but that's what I know.
It didn't seem quite as threatening as all that, but
Can't believe it was here.
blustering. Well, I would very much like to lie down. So if we are getting on our journey, perhaps we should do that.
As the door of the tavern swings open, and silhouetted by the storm outside is a tiefling in dark armor. Are we ready
Right.
to get on the road?
Yes, I think that we are.
Well, hurry up. My stuff is already on the boat.
Hope you put a tarp over it.
All of my
Passing the thighs.
all of my stuff is well treated to handle this poultry sprinkling, and you'll know it. Let's go. She also seems to have woken up on the wrong side of the bed today.
Oh, everybody grumpy.
Everybody's so
Everybody
grumpy.
grumpy.
Let me go take a short rest. I gotta lie down.
I gotta lie down. I'm gonna pass out.
Points, friends.
Okay.
All right. Oh
As
yeah.
they go, like Barton will offer away her arm if she wants it.
They pretend they don't see it.
Which is fine because Kiara is the only thing indicating that anything's wrong with Kiara is that she is extremely close to Barton right now. And basically, had they stayed at the bar board, she would have just like cuddled up into Barton. But that's pretty much it. Like nothing unusual.
As they walk, Barton will just arm across, like arm over.
I love the concept of Barton sidling up to Awaish and Kiara's kind of behind, and like Barton offers her arm to Awaish and Awaish just kind of like veers off the other direction, and then Kiara just like
grabs the other arm and puts it over herself. Listen,
You gotta give
they don't
her-
want your comfort. I do.
I want it.
So Kira, go here. All right. On that,
Wait, what
on that,
part of Kiara are you giving a big squeeze?
Oh, that like around her arm. Not like that. No, I'm proud, guys.
I
Couldn't
casual.
help myself.
It's either an ass
as you
grab
get
or just.
as you get cuddly with your bestie, we are an hour and a half in, so I think we're gonna take our little 10-minute break here, and
Okay.
we'll come back with you guys on the boat
Okay, cool.
Yes.
for travel.
Travel. I have a thing that I want to
Travel
talk to Martin
time.
about before we travel, or while we're
Ooh.
traveling, but
Yeah. Do
we'll
it.
get into that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Goodbye,
See you in a
everybody.
second.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. We're back.
We're back.
Welcome back. You guys load up your gear onto the boat. You see many of the sailors have already begun the preparations they will require to get you guys back on the road, on the floodlands, heading up towards Black Castle. Is there anything else you'd like to do as you guys set off for this morning?
Yes. Okay.
Get that short rest.
Yeah. Always takes a nap.
Big nap.
Matthias walks up to Tazriel. I think they're probably just traveling somewhere, so it's very much in passing. Just goes up to him and says, I'm going to go speak to Barden about the conversation that her father had with us. If you'd like to come with me, you can.
Yes, I'll come with you for that.
Perfect. So we're gonna go snitch on Barden's dad. I'm gonna go with Taz by my side. We walk together. I'm gonna go find Barden. Any idea what she might be doing?
Cuddling
Anything?
Kiara.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's a good idea. Unless someone needs her to help with the boat, she will just be sat with Kiara. Being like, sorry you had such a bad night.
Perf.
It's like, sounds like a nasty nightmare.
Then we're gonna... Matthias will walk up and, excuse me, Barden, if we could speak with you. It's about your father, but I don't know if... I don't think it's a problem if if you want to stay.
I can leave if you need me to.
Is he okay?
He's fine.
Yes,
No,
yes.
he's fine. He's fine. He had a... Actually, Kiara, maybe... If you wouldn't mind, excusing us.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
I'll see you in a bit. No problem.
Okay.
Mwah.
And
Little kiss on your head.
Kiara will not skip away like you'd expect them to, but just walk away.
Aww.
Aww.
Ow.
Okay.
And Matthias kind of like looks to Tazriel, and then back to Barden. Your father pulled us aside while we were in the library, and seemed... Well, he seemed very intent on asking us to be truthful to you about, I suppose, the lifestyle of knights specifically. He seemed very concerned that you would be in danger.
Or we'd romanticize something for you, or...
Yes.
I mean, any romanticizing went out of me abhorrent. But I can understand. I'm not really surprised. I'm not surprised.
It seemed to be... Well, it seemed to be an ongoing thing when we met your friend at the inn. They were very, well, they kept mentioning it.
Well,
Seems that people who are very close to you keep mentioning it.
it was my dream. And I don't know. I think the reason that Soren really grabbed onto you, Matthias, was because and she scrunches up her eyes and she flushes just at the top of her cheekbones and she goes, "It's because I had a bit of a crush on you when I was little," and I was like,
Oh.
when I was wee, because you're really brave and it was sweet how you helped me and you helped me want to be a better fighter. And yeah, Soren teased me about that a bit, and that's why I was trying not to get them around you. So apologies for that. But yeah, it was a big part of my identity and everything I wanted to be. And I mean, still is, but it's not something I can have. So I'm sorry that he brought you into it, I guess. Brought you both. He's just worried.
It's no problem. Well, all right. Did I, Tazriel, did I miss anything?
No. I did say I'd be honest with whatever questions you had, but I would have done that to begin with, so...
Yeah, he just worries. He just thinks that I'll get into the whole story of it again and not think about the real world, but I appreciate that she told me, I guess.
Of course. I'm sorry for sending Kiara away. I just didn't want it to be if it's more private. But it's not a problem if you want to tell her. I mean, it's your business, of course. Okay. That book, by the way, that you said you were keeping with you, do you mind if I borrow it?
Oh, my storybook?
Yes.
Sure. Give me a minute. I've got some notes in the back that well, as long as you make sure they don't escape, don't lose anything, and look after it. It's a book.
Right.
Be nice. And hands over is big, weighty,
Mm-hmm.
and just sort of like, don't know how he took that. Really, it's so big.
This bitch's forearms are like toothpicks. How the fuck did they lift that? I could wrap my hand around those arms twice.
I'm stubborn enough. If you're stubborn enough, you can steal anything.
Oh, really?
Well, and you have mage hand.
Wait. What's this book look like? What's the cover situation?
Okay, this may date me a bit, but has everyone seen Neverending Story?
The only person who's
That
gonna get
big.
dated here is Alex.
Yeah, true.
Oh, stop!
Have you seen it, Alex?
Well, but
I was trying not to ruin it for them. But it's like a
Y'all
big.
keep roasting me, and this story is gonna be ending real soon.
But
so.
it's okay, Alex. It's either you or me. One of us is getting fucked.
I mean, but yeah, it's a big, squarish, golden tan book. There are leather indentations in it where someone has really gone to town on covering the cover of it, peeling in places. It's old and very well loved. And there is a green ribbon hanging from the spine. And it is filled with notes. Like little grids of paper and pages.
If you want a cover for this, as we go north, it can be hell on books and paper and things like that. We can make it cover. I can help you make it just a slip cover or anything like that if you want, or we can wait until we get back to the order. There are lots of people there who are really, really good crafts folk. So if you want that,
I'd appreciate it. I honestly don't know. I thought about having non-freezable ink, but not to cover the book. That's
hard to anticipate all the things that happen in the wastes.
True. Also, Matthias, I was wondering if I could join you in your morning routines.
Oh.
Your practices. I know that know that you do them, and I kind of miss doing it.
Yes, of course. You're
Thank you.
more than welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Also, I hope I didn't make you uncomfortable just then. I was a kid.
No, no.
And you were very handsome.
Were? Joking. Chad does say that, but
Well, still are.
Matthias gets a little,
but
red,
But he's our
kind of like coming up his neck just a little bit. No,
he's our team leader, Taz. I can't really say that. Can
it's
I?
fine.
Winks at Taz.
It's more. It's very, very flattering. More than okay. I'm going to go make sure everything is set. So
Yeah.
that's all.
Okay.
Actually, I'll probably go put this in my room.
I'm gonna hold back a second because I wanna Barden.
Yeah.
Are you when you said essentially you can't be a knight, is it for the specific knighthood you were going for, or or do you think just in general? I just want to understand.
There's a couple of reasons. One being my dad is worried, always. But another is about 4 foot and a prick. Let's just say that. Someone didn't want me to. And she pats a hand on his shoulder, heads out.
With that, you all begin your journey. Once again, setting off in the early dawn light this misty morning from the town of Nook, leaving behind the arched tower entrance to the tomb loft and the fisherman. On this first day of travel, if anyone would like to perform any checks to help out the sailors, your travel DC, because it is storming, is going to be 14. So that's the number that you need to beat in order to just help out with general travel. Once again, we're using a little bit of the campfire travel system by Abyssal Brews. So go check that out. It's very, very nice. Speeds up travel quite a bit. So yeah, is anyone helping out?
Strength
We
boy.
did nothing today.
Keeping a lookout.
My book.
Okay, keeping a lookout. So yeah, give me athletics checks if you want, and perception.
I think that okay, so just for time management for the rest of the episode, I do want to try and speak to each member of the party. Probably not going to be very involved conversations, just for the record. But today, since it's stormy, Matthias is going to spend the day helping out. So strength stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I got a 14.
15, that'll meet the DC.
I'm using
17.
Okay.
Athletics.
I
Man.
think Kiara's just gonna throw around some guidances every now and then.
Oh,
Can
very
I use
nice.
that guidance
Smart.
on my check that I
Yeah.
made? Thanks. I'm
Keep you warm and toasty.
really rolling garbage, y'all. Damn. 8, 9, 17.
All right. Oh, so garbage.
Yeah, I rolled a 6 on the die.
Okay.
God.
It was guidance. Guidance helped me. I'm sorry, I have athletics proficiency.
Wow.
Hey,
So-
actually, you know what? I don't want to hear anything from you with your fucking passive perception. Go fuck yourself.
What? Who, me?
Ooh.
I'd
So
say I couldn't hear you, but my passive perception is too high.
Fuck off! I'm fucking muting Sarah.
No!
this day passes very rapidly and uneventful. Even through the storm, you guys are able to navigate very, very well, which means that you're actually cutting a day off of your travel because of how well you navigate through this.
Hell
So
yeah.
collectively with Ariadne and Captain Drockness and some other members of the crew, Pitch is a sort of quiet half-elf fella with a black mullet who's the first mate. He has laid out the map and is taking the directions.
Incredibly
then,
transmask. Incredibly transmask.
Canon, the
Feeling
most
the vibes.
trans-mask, sallow-faced, and has nothing to say. Just anyway.
Come into my hammock.
The other person who you've seen around the boat a lot today is Lorna, who is a strong human-appearing woman, but sort of slightly stone-skinned, maybe of Genasi heritage. Fairly well built. This is the quartermaster, who has also been helping out around the boat. So with the help of the rest of the crew, you guys cut a day off your travel, and we will push forward into the next day. So you can regain the benefits of, another long rest if you would like, and let me know if you're doing anything on the second day.
Yep.
And once again, if you have any rolls to make for the second day, you can just do them real fast. Let me know how it goes.
I think at the start of the second day, Taz will
I need to roll.
Go for it.
Taz will find a secluded corner somewhere, away from everybody, to write a letter. Can I?
Yeah. Yes, please take it away.
I have something to read to y'all. Taz will have out his little journal that he has. Hey Vel, it's been a while since I wrote. Feels like things are worse than they've ever been. I cut loose. Something you always wanted me to do, and I'm paying for it. All I'm having is nightmares of you. First about that thing that took you from me, and now about some version of me eating you alive as you sleep. It feels like my powers are out of control. I couldn't speak, but all my feelings and thoughts were leaking out for anyone too close to me. And to make things more complicated, I'm on a mission with someone that I think's been touched by the wild. Barden. I think you'd like her. She might even make an excellent fire knight. Can't say about a Brightling, but time will tell. We fought a rock. I was seriously injured and had to show my chest and my scars to be healed. I don't know how I'll answer any questions Kiara might have about that. But back to Barden. She's a half-orc, and during the fight, she had a tail. I thought, was she like me? But it disappeared. I asked about it, and it sounds like she's a wild touched. What are the odds? It's making me think about the wild touch we killed for simply existing. So sure they were dangerous, but that isn't Barden, and maybe that wasn't them either. Maybe I've been using my own personal experience to color how I've seen them all this time. What am I supposed to do with that? It'd be really helpful if you finally responded to one of these. I really wish I knew where they went when I sent them. Horns. And I'm going to find an open flame somewhere and toss these 3 parchments into it, and it'll disappear the way the letter that I wrote to Commander Jacobs did.
A lantern that you can write this letter by down in the deck of the ship. Below in the hull of the ship. And set them alight. And then close the lantern once again.
Hello?
I'm not gonna cry. It's fun.
What the
You just sending secrets out, not knowing where they're going?
Val, I don't know what happens in the system.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Time to do some necromancy and find out.
It is definitely
You know
not
what?
going to
I
be for a little bit
think
later.
they're in her. I think they're in their pocket. I literally think it goes to the pocket that they're wearing in their clothing and wherever they are, wherever their body is. That's where I think it
You
goes.
have no idea where those are
I have
going.
no idea though.
If Vel gets
Taz,
brought back to life,
my beautiful
she would know
boy.
everything.
All right. If there is anything else that anyone is doing on the
Yeah.
second day of travel,
Well, Barden joins Matthias for his morning shit. He seems fine. Nothing too intense. On some days, you have seen him go, like, real ham. Like, really just going for it. I think today is very steady and just kind of moving through forms in a very fluid, slow, deliberately slow motion. Just practicing control and balance.
I think in the mornings it takes her a few minutes to get back to like copy your flow correctly. Like it seems like perhaps she works from instinct at first and then just follows into this pattern. But she follows you like a mirror.
That's really cool.
It does help that you went to the same bloody school.
Yeah. And then I wanna go find a Waish. What are they doing?
Is this early in the morning?
Probably like mid-morning, I'd say. Or closer to noon if that's better.
No, well, Oash, I will just say, they do not get up for like hours. And when they finally do, they like disappear into a corner somewhere that is hard to find. So you can absolutely find them, but I think it would take some looking.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna go looking for them. And anywhere in particular? Below deck? Towards the back? In a very dark corner?
I guess I'd have to defer to Alex. I was gonna ask like if there were any places that were like very private or difficult to access on this ship. That weren't too difficult to get to, actually. You know?
yeah, because there are areas to climb up, but that would be
not do
pretty
that, yeah.
pretty visible. I would say the below decks of this ship, you have the sort of hammock area. There's a bunch of storage areas. There is actually a smaller crawl space that's like right at the bottom. It's kind of again, like more of a flat hold boat on the bottom. So you are able to like, if you can find it and maybe even like, have to like lift it carefully, sort of like pry open or even like pick a lock or something. It's just a simple latch. You can open up to this little crawl space that will basically put you like right where you would be at the bottom of the level of the water. And it seems like they just keep some like salt scraping tools down here, and maybe store some like food that might be better kept in the dark, that kind of thing.
Like a fucking sick cat.
Yeah, like a 5, maybe like 6 foot by 6 foot by like 3 foot tall space. Like you're crunched in there like a little egg roll.
Aw,
Gudetama.
yeah, so Oash is in there, just kind of like hands in their robes, like laid back as much as they can with their eyes closed.
Okay. Well, ding dang. He's gonna. You can probably hear his little footsteps because he's got heavy feet. He got heavy feet. He got
stealthy boy.
He's got a lot of weight in those feet, man. And he's just gonna try and fix this thing on the screen real quick so that we can see it really well. Give me 1 second. I'm working on it. Hold on. Pause. I think finally like comes upon you all the way in the back, and
They've gotten their eyes open at that point and just kind of staring.
Like looks around the corner and then like looks surprised that he genuinely found you back here. Like seems like he's exhausting.
Like, I checked here thinking like that would not happen. Yeah.
Like genuinely just like oh shit, they're here. I'd like to speak with you.
What?
How are you?
Why?
It's important for me to know. Not know, but, just make sure that everything is alright.
I am doing as well as can be expected.
And do you feel prepared for heading into the wastes?
Yes.
Alright. If there are any further requirements, I know, components or paper, ink, anything, Lycastle is probably going to be one of the last places to look for it, so that would be the place to do it.
I will take that under advisement.
Alright. And if anything does come up, I'll be around and available. So.
She just stares, waits for him to leave.
Okay. And he'll turn around and he's going to walk back down the hallway. And onto the deck of the ship and is looking for Kiara.
Kiara.
Kiara, in between doing the am I back? In between doing the guidances is I guess what is outside the ship, material wise?
Outside the ship, floodplain. So mostly
Floodplains,
like
okay.
low water, salt, occasionally a tree or a salt boulder, maybe some fishermen, or some cattle.
Okay. When you walk up to her, you see them working on a spell, it seems like, and it's you can't tell what it is, but it's a pretty large, unless someone tells her not to, a pretty large fiery object, but it's like off the boat on the water side. It's still not really tangible in shape, but it's definitely a larger and more sustained flame than you've seen them cast before.
Perfect. Again, you hear his bootsteps as he comes up behind, from behind, and approaches. Kiara, if I could
Hi.
borrow you for a moment.
Yes, just 1 second, and see the flame just disappear.
How are you doing?
I'm not as gold as I thought I would be,
Good.
so I'm okay.
Good. Is there anything that you feel like you're missing? Anything that you feel like you need before we head further north?
Not, I mean, if you could do something about dreams, that would be great. But I think that's also part of the travel, right? Like weird dreams as we head into the barren wasteland, whatnot.
Well, not everybody gets dreams.
Do you?
I do.
Yeah.
Not as often as some, more often than others. What are your dreams?
I mean, usually they're wonderful, and they're about the good parts of home and dancing and Agnida and things like that. But now they've gotten a little more, what's the word? Abstract and partially terrifying and dark, bloody,
Oh,
smothering.
anything specific that you've seen?
Well, a shapeshifter's butt tried to like squish me to death. That was fun.
That is
I swam in a river of blood.
abstract.
I mean, I don't know, right? Like, it seems pretty random, and
Well, you could always look for some sleeping aids if you like.
would
You
be
know, actually, Lycastle is a pretty good place to look for solutions to things like that.
Do you think a sleeping aid would work if it's caused by that?
Well, it certainly makes it harder for things to reach you. Farther to pull.
But is it? I mean, part of me is also like, what if I stop dreaming and then there's a warning in there somewhere that I missed?
That is a danger.
Yeah. Would you take a sleeping aid if you could stop dreaming?
I don't know. I think perhaps not. But, mostly I think I would be concerned with the consequences of not being available.
Well, yep, that given what has happened the last 2 times I was not with the group, I am also very worried about.
Bad luck, I think.
Sure. We'll call it bad luck. I'm just going to say that maybe you are cursed without my presence. I don't know. I'm kidding.
Maybe.
But on a more serious note, is there... I know you're the leader of the group and you have responsibility, and I know you're checking in on me as part of that responsibility, but what about you? Is there anything you want to talk about?
Like what? Was there something specific on your mind?
No, I just want to make sure that you also know that you don't have to keep it all inside. I know I seem light and I try to keep things cheery, but I think you have a little bit of an idea that, my past wasn't just all happiness and sunshine. I can offer support and I can listen. Mostly, I just don't think you should suffer alone. I mean, I don't want to say names, but I think we have a pretty good idea of what happens when you keep everything to yourself all the time.
I've seen the outcomes of that in myself and others. It's not on purpose. It's just hard to tell what needs to be shared. Balancing a lot of thoughts is taxing on me. And so some things just slip through the cracks. Mostly things that aren't immediately relevant.
And all I can tell you is from my personal experience, I feel so much better not keeping as many secrets as I was when you met me. So, no pressure or anything, but if you ever want to talk, I'm here. And, well, I keep pointing to my own history, but I can also keep a secret, as you. Some burdens are better shared.
Thank you.
Of course. Anytime.
If there are any components that you need, my castle is also the last place to get them, so likely the last place. I mean, we might come across somebody, but until the order.
Yeah,
so.
I'll go through I'll do a mental checklist and see if there's anything I need. Usually I just she taps her amulet.
Yes.
Usually I just need this one, but I'll think about it. Thank you.
And he hesitantly his arm twitches and then shuffles a little bit, and then he does bring his arm up and just put a hand on her shoulder for a moment and then drop it back down, and he's gonna walk away.
Little guy.
And he does, he's gonna, I think, go down into the ship, and as he does so, he just takes out his little planner and he makes some notes in it, and then he closes it back up. Is probably gonna go to a room somewhere and try and read some of Barton's book.
Not hammocks.
Not room, but hammocks. Go to a hammock.
Yeah, there's a reason. All we got is hammocks.
Yeah. I said it was mostly out of habit. Sorry. But yeah.
Oh no! I think it's very fun. I'm gonna go to my room, and then you roll over in the hammock and you pull the fabric closed.
Yeah. For the record, I want to have that conversation with Barton Taz too, but I don't want to take up too much time. So.
Well, good, because as you split off from Kiara and you go downstairs to your hammock, and you guys continue this second day of travel, you can tell the storm is picking up a little bit. It's getting harder to see. It's misty, it's foggy, and there's sort of this steaming rising up off of the salt flats. An interesting reaction that's happening between some of the salt snow and some of the different areas of the chemicals and the treatments and things that are used in different areas, because obviously it's not just salt that is prepared here. The salt is transformed in some different ways using chemical reactions or arcane reactions. So occasionally you'll just pass by an area where there's some kind of dark purple smoke that's rising up from a sectioned off little fenced area. People who are scattering, materials over the salt flats, or even gathering just hunks of opaque material out of the water. So it takes, I think, probably half a day or so before. Who would be on deck? I mean, you did get started late. Who would be on deck around 5 or 6 p.m.?
Kiara? Kiara's on deck? Taz is on deck?
Yeah, Kiara's a sleeper inner, so
mood.
This is prime time.
I will also say you guys probably do have rations and things. Again, not super relevant, but you will definitely need to mark 2 days of rations. And I will also just say for our viewers, we have officially pushed into the month of Neth in game. We just left behind the month of Ruo. We are now in the month of Neth, which is the month of memorials. And today is the second day of Neth. It is a Silts day. The first moon is dark, and the second moon is half full today. We are in the season of Whisperwet, which is sort of similar to fall. Just, little background for that. So, Kiara and Taz, you are on deck when visibility pushes from bad into absolutely terrible. You can hear there's some discussion that's happening between the crew, between Lorna and Pitch. They're sort of talking and discussing, and one of them goes up over to the captain, who is standing up here on the deck. And then he sort of calls out and he says, I'm having trouble getting a bearing at this point. Not sure if we should just sit down for a bit till the storm blows over, or keep on heading through if any of y'all have any methods that would certainly help to increase visibility. Says, Kiara and Taz.
Kiara looks at Taz and says, I don't speak this language. It seems like a good idea.
I don't think any of us, the two of us, or even our other companions, have anything that could potentially help with this. But maybe stopping for a bit might be the most safe.
Who's navigating?
I believe Matthias was helping out a little bit with navigation, but it's mostly Draknus himself is actually a pretty expert navigator. So,
okay. I could try to aid with magic. I don't know if it would work.
Sure. Always makes my spine feel a bit funny, but I don't mind.
Rude.
I've heard it might feel a little bit warm, but not hot.
Well, it is snowing, so that might help in and of itself.
Fair enough. Kiara will clutch her amulet and touch their shoulder, and heat emanates. It's the very familiar guidance that they do all the time. Maybe they've already done it. I don't know, but
all right.
Because the more guidance is thrown around, just if that helps at all.
Perfect. I will add a d4 to this check. Okay. So with that guidance, the boat does continue forward, but you guys can't really tell exactly what direction you're heading in at this point. There's another pause, not pause, but there's another sort of quiet bit of traveling for 20 or so minutes, and then there's a very unpleasant noise, and as the boat sort of jerks to a stop. It wasn't really going that fast, but there's sort of a compression, and I think even those who are below decks hear as the prow of the boat has sort of wedged itself in between two of these salt boulders.
Shit.
That are fairly close together.
I didn't do it.
Were very hard to see in the fog. He also got a nat 1 on that navigation. I was like, so there's that crunching noise, and then there's a from the captain, and then some sort of ringing noise, like a blast sound that is high pitched, like a very weird frequency. And I need everyone who's on deck to make a dexterity saving throw.
Whoa, wait a minute. Huh?
Damn.
Huh?
Feels good to not be on deck.
12. Oh, I just saw Vic yell. Fuck.
Actually, it doesn't feel good at all. I'm in pain. But happy to not be on deck.
That dice is gone forever. Oh. Okay.
Vic, share with the class.
You get it.
What's up?
Wait, I'm gonna expend. I'm gonna use one of my psionic dice to roll this bitch. I rolled a 2. All right. Plus, plus 6 doesn't help that. I rolled another 2.
Yikes. Damn. That sucks.
I will just say, if you got below a 12 on this, which everyone but Pitch did actually.
I rolled exactly a 12.
Go, Pitch, go.
Transmask rights.
Okay.
You are blinded as a little smoking pouch has been thrown onto the deck of the ship, and then it explodes out with a burst of smoke and sparks, just like sending this dark dust in a 30-foot radius over the deck. If you get it on your face or in your eyes, you are blinded. And then I need everyone to roll initiative for me.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Fucking
This is
hell.
fucking Foggy's revenge.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, since Kiara can see, Kiara's also going to yell very loudly, "We're being attacked!"
Okay,
Hell yeah.
good. Very good that I was not on deck because I do have disadvantage on deck saves right now. I also have disadvantage on initiative, but I'm gonna fuck myself up even more, and I'm gonna say that I missed the whole first round because I think Awaish literally passed out below deck. So I think they hit it.
Christ.
Awesome.
She needs some milk.
I got
All right.
a 13.
I'm also going
I'm
to pop us all
12.
into initiative on multiverse. So bear your numbers in mind as I get that set up for us.
23.
I'm excited to see what it looks like.
Cool. Yeah, welcome to your first real fight.
Fuck.
Real? This first real?
Kiara.
Being lucky people rather than creatures.
Here we go.
I'm just thinking of all of
New
the almost
challenger
dying that's
approaches.
happened already.
We got some friends.
You're right. This is like our
Bonk.
third combat.
This is not a friend. And I personally find it
they're
rude that you would
so
insinuate that.
Oh, hello, little bandits.
Cute.
They're so cute.
They are.
I love them.
Okay, great. I need to roll for Vice as well. So I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is fucking
Almost
hysterical.
everyone. They're so cute.
I'm gonna riot.
And
Maddie!
get wrecked.
Fuck you.
Okay. All right. So who got above a 20?
Nice.
23.
23. All right. So Taz, you are the top. Who got next low? Who 15 to 20?
Rip.
Oh,
Okay. There we are. And 10 to 15.
I got a 13.
All right.
13.
12.
What were your dexes, Matthias and Varden?
I think Matty goes first.
I got a 13. I have a
Really?
+1.
I have a
Oh,
plus
yeah.
one as well.
That's fine. I'll go first.
All right, Matt
I
will
think that's
go
what happened
first, and
last
then Kiara. Okay, and then oh wait, what did you get?
9.
9. All right, and Vice.
My love.
Oof. Okay. Not actually doing so great. All right, and
No.
I think that is everyone. All right, so then with their surprise round, because y'all are blind. No, Kiara's not blinded, but they do get a surprise round on you guys because of the failed navigation check. Climbing on board the deck, there's along with the noise of that explosion, there's sort of a as grappling hooks are thrown over the side of the deck of your ship, and 3 figures begin to climb up onto the deck. You see a tall elf, a dragonborn, and what appears to be a goblin, who climb up onto the deck at different points along it, sort of spreading themselves out, and just chuckling, sort of loud and low and rough and throaty and high-pitched and maniacal as they pull themselves on board. So because they have this surprise round, we're going to begin with this dragonborn who pulls themselves up onto the deck, brandishing a large axe, and is going to go right for Tazriel, say, "Let's see what you lot have got going on down in here," and swings at you with advantage because you are blinded.
Well.
The worst
What
accent
have we
have
got?
we here.
What's all this then?
It's a 19.
Okay.
Is a 19 going to hit Tazriel?
A 19 does hit,
All right.
but now this fucker needs to make a dexterity saving throw as I hellish rebuke them.
Rebuke that bitch.
Alrighty. That is a
Wait,
19.
never mind. Fuck, I have to be able to see. Sorry, I can't.
No worries.
Oh, that sucks.
It does suck. So that was it did hit, which means you take 8 points of slashing damage from this axe. And then that's one. Attacks you the second time for another 19 with advantage, and one attack with a dagger, which is a natural 20. So that is another 4 points of slashing damage, and then on the dagger, which is 2d4, 4, 6, another 9 points of slashing damage. That is the Dragonborn's turn. Next is this bandit over here, who climbed on deck. This little goblin, Kiara, you see, like, pull themselves up onto the deck and balance up on the railing, and says, "It's a pretty necklace. Do you mind if I?" And claps their hands together, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Question: how far is it from me?
It is 10. Sorry, it gets within 5 feet of you.
Okay. Well, this is it's not an attack roll, it's a dex save, so well.
Sorry, actually, give me a con save, not dex.
Con save, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Better. 16.
Okay. All right. You don't take any damage. This little goblin sort of claps towards you, and you hear just like a bong go off near your head, but you're able to just steal it and shake it away, and you don't take any damage from it. And the smiling goblin's face falls, and she says, "Pity." That is her turn.
I was gonna say, can I also rebuke this gobbo?
This is not an attack. It is a cantrip that makes you make a save. If you can make let me check.
It's being damaged by a creature that
you don't actually take any damage from this.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, all right. Well,
don't worry. And then the bandit that climbs up onto the middle of the deck, this pale elf with long braided hair and a massive axe, twirls it, looks between the different targets, and makes their way very casually over to the captain. And is going to start taking some hits at Captain Drockness. He ducks out of the way of the... Oh, no, he's blinded. But he does duck out of the way, hearing the noise of the first hit. Second one is going to hit. And third will hit. So just sort of, like, cuts into the shoulder armor a little bit, and he sort of falls up against the wheel, and then staggers backward again and takes a glancing slash from a dagger twirled in the other hand. And that is all their turns. Now we are fully in initiative, so Tazriel, it is your go. You are still blinded. You have this dust in your eyes, but you think you could probably wipe away using an action.
Oh, an action? Absolutely not. Well, fuck. Tash should be smarter than... You know what? Fuck it. No. Bonus action, disengage.
Okay.
Raid!
Thanks for the raid! Hi, Critical Misses!
Hey, Critical Misses, how you doing, babes?
We're fighting pirates!
Ooh, that's
Pirate
taking
time.
a chunk out of my hit points.
Oh, what?
One needs to be stronger.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll also say, remember that while it is your turn on Multiverse, you can move. When it's not your turn, you won't be able to move. So if you want to rearrange your character while it's your turn, Tazriel, that is a good time to do it.
I can't move now.
No worries. We'll fix that.
Okay, boy.
Yes, what are you doing?
But yeah, okay. Bonus action, disengage, moving 35 feet away from any voices that I've heard. Like, I don't want to be, Okay, here we go. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so what?
Perfect.
And then I need the Dragonborn that hit me to make an intelligence saving throw.
And this ability
Intelligence.
this ability does not require sight. So
Okay.
Fuck him up.
That is
Fuck him up.
an int save of a 12.
just fucking makes it.
Ah.
Fuck.
My DC's fucking 12. God, I need to increase my intelligence.
Don't we all?
Come on.
Wait to share that sexy brain of theirs.
Right?
No.
But not bad. So 17 points of damage. Have to 8. However, wait, no, they didn't fail. I don't think they get the extra bit. Hold on.
Nope. Okay. 12 halved to 8. Noted. And what does this ability look like?
Yeah, no. So the individual that I'm targeting and anyone within like 30 feet of me just about hears words in infernal and abyssal, and my standard ones are like render, tear, but there's a very specific "you're going to die today" that's just being repeated all over the place.
Hell yeah, that's
I was
hot.
pissed. I'm murdering this motherfucker.
Absolutely terrifying. Okay. Got those 8 points of damage. Next in the order, Tazriel. After Tazriel is that bandit again, I believe.
Man, fuck that guy.
There we go.
Why so
Okay,
fast?
so sort of like staggering back a little bit after those whispers, this Dragonborn says, "Blimey, all right," and just like runs. Not towards you, but I think towards to join the other elf near the captain. Yes. So going to by the captain over there. Actually no, Kiara. I think Kiara seems like a better target with that little goblin. So is going to take that 30 feet of movement to get over to you, Kiara, and then you see swinging down towards you this axe with a 15 to hit.
This person, what Kiara does before as the axe is coming down, is she will you see, I think the last time we saw this was in the fight with Petra, but a bright light emanates from her, and basically in that time she moved, and as a result this guy has disadvantage on attack roll. He has been warding flared.
Amazing. And with disadvantage, that is a natural 1.
Yeah, suck it.
Hell
so
yes.
the axe actually comes down and just sort of like cleaves like blindly as the Dragonborn staggers, cleaves through and just cuts through the rope that has been knocks off the little grappling hook that was thrown over the side of the deck.
Oi, that's quite rude. Stop that.
But still has disadvantage. Does make another swing? Is it just disadvantage on the first attack, or
it just says that I can impose advantage on the attack roll.
Okay.
I
So the
think
second
that's
attack with a straight roll is a 3, and then with the dagger is an 18.
This bitch has 3 attacks. Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, baby. That is 4 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
Okay, that is that bandit's turn. It is Matthias Marquardt.
It's my turn. I think I'm below deck currently, so I need to make my way up to top deck.
It'll take you 1 movement to get up to either one of these entrances that you can see here.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna say that the hammock place is probably towards the back. Right. So I'll say I go towards the back one over here, yonder.
Perfect.
I'm over here. Okay. Cool. I don't want to inspect that, so I like peek up, and there's a person right in front of me who
a tall elf with a big axe.
Look at the axe. Look at the elf. Oh, fuck. And I'm sure he grabbed his sword on the way up.
Yeah.
So, well, shit. Actually, can I try and tackle him?
You want to tackle
them?
Yeah, sure. Sure. This is
Like a grapple?
non-binary elf. You want to give me a grapple check? Go for it.
Yes, I would love to do that. That's a 26.
Well, that's a 15.
Mm-hmm. So Matthias has like sword across his back and is coming up the stairs, just sees this elf right in front of him and does not even think, just like launches himself up the last couple of steps around their like lowest, like the lower center of gravity, and just tackles them to the ground and is like grappling them onto the floor of the ship, or the deck of the ship.
Love it. There's a buy me dinner first from underneath your massive bulk.
I just snarl down.
No, light, so sexy. I was gonna say light Oish. I was gonna say dark Oish, but that's redundant.
All right. So that was one of your attacks. Now I sometimes use different rulings about letting people make a grapple with one of their attacks and making a second attack. So I'll just say and ask you guys right now. If you want to have that option, if you want to be able to use a single attack to make a grapple, I will allow you to do it, but just know that it means NPCs can also use it against you. So,
yeah. I think it's fun and makes things dangerous. I like that.
I'm into
it.
Hot.
If we're into it?
Yeah, we like it.
That's pretty neat.
Then Matthias, if you want to make an attack roll with your second attack, you're welcome to do so now that you have this elf pinned.
Can I use that second attack to try and get their weapon away from them? Or would you rather it just be like a...
No, I think it makes narrative sense, and it's something that a character would be able to do, like, you know, grapple someone to the ground and then try and take their weapon. But I will say, you don't get to make an attack with your sword or anything. This would be sort of an unarmed strike, so make an attack roll using just your strength.
Sure, just my strength. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just my strength, that's a 17. 12 on the die.
17 is enough. So you are able to wrestle this large axe out of their hand. It's surprisingly light, actually. It seems to be made out of some kind of, it's like pretty big, but it's made out of some kind of material that makes it much lighter than you would expect.
Mm-hmm. Would I just keep it in my hand in this turn? I can't like discard it?
Yeah. Probably can't like throw it actively. You know, yeah, you have a free action to interact with an object, but I'd say you could just kind of drop it next to you or hold on to it. You can't throw it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll like keep them pinned down with my thighs and have their axe like across their shoulders if I can, just for flavor's sake. And that's gonna be my turn.
And because I have to.
It's a little sexy. Next in the order, Barden.
I'm imagining Barden was helping, I don't know, move stuff below deck. Probably on the other end, which I can't see right now because we're in cinema.
Woo!
Too far. Here we go.
We're going too far.
It's like that short film that zooms all the way out and then zooms all the way back in to like cells and shit.
So is that my 30 feet of movement?
So to get up and out, you have to use one full movement from wherever you were below deck. So that is your movement. You emerge right next to actually the dragonborn and the goblin who are harrying Kiara.
Hey. I just kind of want to grab their legs and pull.
Okay, which one? The goblin or the dragonborn?
Both?
You want to grab
each?
one leg each and just hug them as you like open it.
I like the idea that I'm just like, you know, coming up the stairs and like my head's here and I see them both and I'm just like, Kiara's there and just like, what?
Well, you have two. Do you have 2 attacks yet or no?
I haven't done rage yet. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you're not quite 5th level yet. So I'll say
if I can only get one.
You could probably only get one. I would let you make it with disadvantage. I would let you make it with disadvantage to try and pull both of them, but it'll have less of an effect. Meaning that if you grab one, you will actually be able to tug, maybe throw them down the ladder. If you grab two of them, you're only going to pull them a little bit further away from Kiara. You're not going to actually be able to.
Okay, I'll go for the Dragonborn who's right next to Kiara because bestie.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you want to grapple here, you're welcome to do so. And I'll also remind you that if you rage as a bonus action, you have advantage in your athletics check for the grapple.
Yeah, I'll do that because if I fail, I'll probably be slashing in the next shot. But what roll? Grapple.
Athletics check with advantage because you're now raging.
Thank you. Sorry. Ooh, okay, that was pretty good. That's a 22.
And they got a 11. So you can grapple the Dragonborn and sort of heave them down with the ladder. It's not going to do any damage, but I will actually say that because of the positioning, and I'm the DM and I'm allowed to say how it works, you can pull them down into this space out of being able to reach Kiara, and you guys are sort of you have them sort of hanging off of the ladder now a little bit in a pretty decent position to be able to drop them down below deck.
I think, pull and just none of that, thank you. And just, that's
bit of a rowdy bunch, aren't ya? The dragon snarls up at you.
Pod calling the
You use your movement and your bonus action and your actions, so that is Barden's turn. Next is going to be Kiara.
Okay, so these three rude folk, are they within 30 feet of me?
You have let me use Multiverse's lovely little ruler here. So 30 feet from you is right to about there. So you can get the Dragonborn and the Goblin are within 30 feet of you right now.
And because I don't have multiverse pulled up, how much forward would I have to go to get the elf?
The elf is currently exactly 50 feet from you. So you'd have to move 20 feet, which means you would only take an opportunity. Also, you would only take an opportunity attack from the Goblin, not from the Dragonborn, since I did say the Barden pulled him out of reach. So
okay, I will do that, and I'm going to move 20 feet away from.
Okay,
just generally, Kiara doesn't want to be near this gobbo.
Okay.
Yeah.
This Goblin is not very proficient with weapons, so will only get to poke you with a little dagger. With a 10 to hit.
No.
Just swing and a miss as you skip past her.
I think Kiara very scoldingly slaps the hand. No. And walks to the middle and looks at everybody and says, "Well, since you are so rude to my friends, I'm going to be rude back." And they close their eyes, clasp their holy symbol, and this radiance of the dawn emanates from Kiara.
Oh shit.
There is no magical darkness. However, every hostile creature that doesn't have total cover within 30 feet of me has to make a DC 14 con saving throw.
Oh wow. All right, let me pop this little light. Okay, so the 3 con saves are we have an 18 for the elf, we have a 3 for the goblin, and a 14 for the dragonborn.
Okay, so the successful saves take half damage, but the unsuccessful save takes 12 plus 3, 15 radiant damage, and 7 for the successful save.
Ooh, all right. Take sort of a big bright burst out of the goblin, who already doesn't look very, very buff. So you get a pretty nice glancing wound. The elf too, but the dragonborn seems pretty hardy. So take those out. And that is anything else you're doing?
Well, so I used my movement. I used my action, but that was so channel divinity is. Does that count as a spell?
I would not call that a spell if you want to cast another spell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wait.
Yeah,
do I even have a bonus action spell?
Your channel divinities might take a certain amount of action economy, but
Yeah,
it's not like a
just
spell.
action economy. That it's usually you usually channel your divinity as an action.
Yeah, so it is action. I'm just wondering if I have a bonus action spell.
Healing word?
Is your new healing word? Is your new spell a bonus action?
No. I think the only bonus action spells I have are spiritual weapon and healing word.
Okay.
You can take an attack as part of casting spiritual weapon, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a thing? So you can cast it and then attack if you wanted.
Would you let me cast a second level spell as a bonus action if I've already done a channel divinity?
Absolutely, you can.
Oh,
That's what
sweet.
spiritual weapon is sexy. Do it.
All right, well.
What does your
weapon is
spiritual weapon
sexy.
look like as you cast this spell?
I don't know.
Say
What is
not
Kara's
in my
spiritual
library.
Kara's spiritual weapon.
now.
Kara's spiritual weapon probably looks like. Oh, I will send a picture to the group later. But one of those cool, like, super curvy double blades that, like,
I was
they used
so
to
hoping
have
you were going to
in
say that.
medieval India and other Asian cultures, and this golden, orangey golden blade is going to appear on top of the Dragonborn. Yeah.
Nice.
And it is going to take a swap at Adam. Let's see. So that's well, my dice climbed on top of other dice. Fell out. Well, that's a 14 plus 6.
Definitely will hit.
A very many to hit, and 1d8 plus 3 damage. 7 plus 3. Wow, dice are kind tonight.
Nice.
The day. I forget what day it is. Okay, so yeah, this golden sword, this golden curved blade comes down and it kind of spins, and it looks like it's 2 whacks with the blade, but it's just 1 damage. But this fella takes 10 force damage. I thought spiritual weapon would be radiant, but yeah, 10 force.
Yeah, it's a funny one. All right. Bonk. There we go. Okay. That is your turn, Kiara. And your weapon is still floating and still active, so we have that up. Next in the order is this little bandit here. But I think before we take this bandit's turn, we're actually going to just do a quick 5-minute little bio break, just because we did hit 3, and we're actually going to go till 4 p.m. today, guys. You got a lot more D&D left, but we got to make sure our brains are working. So we will see you back at 3:06.
Burb.
See you soon.
All right.
Burb. See you soon.
combat.
Hello, welcome back. It's time to keep fighting with these funny little bandits.
Hello, guys.
It is this Gobos? It is the goblin's turn. Fabulous. Excuse me. All right. So this goblin, she says, "You all right down there?" And the dragonborn just sort of grunts in response. So she is going to sort of step over to Kiara and again and say, "Two can play with those kinds of toys," and pulls out this like shiny little pearl, and then hurls it towards you with a chromatic. No, sorry, not a pearl. Pearls out a tiny little gem and hurls a chromatic orb towards you. Here we go. Gotta check to save on that. Yeah. Okay. I need. That is going to be a 13 to hit.
Nope.
Damn it! To get
I think Kara will block with their shield.
Lovely. So this spell spins out towards you. You see a crackling ball of lightning that dissipates off of your shield. You can feel the energy. And the goblin just sort of, damn, that's one of my favorites. That is her turn. After that, though, she does retreat a little bit further away towards the end of the deck. And next in the order, it is Oasia's turn. You did say you wanted to miss around.
Yeah, so the way that I'm going to do this is that, like, I'm going to have them effectively miss around, but the way that I'm still going to take... Yeah, I want to fuck myself over a bit. So Oash, like, hears the screams. It kind of, like, rouses them out of this state that they're in. And they go, motherfucker, of course. And cast, not as a ritual, but they use their specialty as, like, turning a ritual spell into just one action, to cast Unseen Servant, to help them to their feet. And they have lessened movement, so they won't be able even to get to the deck, but they'll start making their way there. They get about 20 feet towards the top of the hold, and that's their entire action.
And that servant will sort of will help you as well. If you do want Darren to take a turn to like fly out, I will still allow you to have him do that if you'd like.
No.
Okay. Then that is your turn, which takes us to Vice. And so you can see Oasia as you're making your way up to the top of the deck. You hear a "Can I not have one bloody day of peace?" as she rolls out of a hammock, reaches for a rapier, pulls it out, and goes charging up towards the exit that Matthias took, and emerges up on deck to see that Maddie has already tugged this elf's weapon away from them. Hey, nice job, Valerian. And is going to reach past you and just try and drive this rapier through their shoulder. With a 7 plus, that is just going to glance off of the armor.
Does she have advantage since they're grappled or like on the ground?
No. Oh wait, prone? No, yeah, you did say you knocked them prone, and I let you. So yes, I will give advantage. Yes, and that one will hit.
Cool.
And let's see, going to expend a superiority dice, I think. Yes. For the commanding strike, which will allow you to take a attack if you would like.
Oh, hell yeah. Can I use this person's axe, like the butt of their axe, to just hit them on the side of the head?
Absolutely.
Cool.
I do think you're proficient in axes, so I can just call this
martial weapons and simple weapons, so
yeah, so you use your proficiency and your strength to attack with it.
Great. well, blunt force damage. That's a 13.
A 13 will not hit. It goes off of the studded leather
Cool.
that they're wearing.
Cool.
Okay. But because Vice did use, that is the bonus action, and you did use your reaction to do that.
Can I use Can I use one of the inspirations that I got from you to re-roll that?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Because I still have 2 of those bad boys.
For making fun.
16
will hit.
Great. So what would you say the butt of this person's axe? What kind of damage would that do?
D8? I'll let you do. I'll call it a D6 plus your strength.
D6 plus strength. Okay. Cool. That's 7 points bludgeoning.
Okay. And Vice, 7 plus 4 plus 12. Collectively, you guys do 12 is 19 points of damage to this elf that you have beneath you. So sort of the rapier comes down through the shoulder, and then you just like clunk right on top of that point, and you hear them go, ah! Oh, not very nice of you. As she like wriggles beneath you. That is Vice's turn. Okay, and now I believe we are back to it is finally their turn. I think they can only try and break the grapple because they are prone. I have to make a decision. Why not? Just... You hear a and a oopsie. And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, Vice to make a dexterity saving throw, and they're going to make a dexterity saving throw against their own effect as well.
16.
16? Okay. And they failed, and Vice has a pretty decent dex, but got a 4. Okay. There's a little hiss, and you feel something hot as this elf... that's pretty decent. 15 points of fire damage for you. That is halved to 7.
Jesus.
As this little smoking bomb just like bursts. They do take all those 15 points of fire damage as well, and Vice takes them as this thing just sort of bursts out between you guys. I would say this is also they're effectively trying to push you away just a little bit, like just to get a little bit of space. You're still grappling them, but you know, give themselves a bit of room. They can't move because they didn't break the grapple, so that is their turn.
Fucking fire damage.
Get wrecked. Taz, it's your go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna run forward 35 feet. Which I believe puts me like right here. I am still blinded.
Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah, and I'm not wiping it away. I'm not wasting an action on that. Sorry.
You're running blind across this ship.
Yes, I am.
Oh my god.
Listen,
I love it.
I can hear things. I've got mind powers. Speaking of mind powers, I want to use my psychic. Listen, I want to use my psychic blades to attack the Dragonborn, slaving it specifically. Like, I can't see, so it's disadvantage. But like, Taz is like honing in on a mind that he has already assaulted today, and it's like, I'm gonna find it and hit you, which is just the flavoring for it.
All right.
But
I will say, because you will have disadvantage because you're blinded on attacking, you will not be able to get your sneak attack on these.
even though Barden's within 5 feet?
Yeah, one of the rulings for sneak attack is that in order to get the ally effect for the sneak attack, you have to not have disadvantage on the roll.
Ugh. Damn.
Yeah, it's a bastard of it. I
The
believe.
rules nowhere giveth and taketh away.
Mhm. I gotta be sexy. It's hard,
It's
but I
very
gotta.
sexy. Your knowledge is so huge.
Thank you. Yeah.
I really want this
I want my sneak attack. Damn it.
You want it so bad. You want to wipe your eyes.
I want it so bad. I want my
that
fucking
shit off.
bionic dice back.
Jared was up there to help you.
What
Just
is
wipe
there
it
enough
off for you? Flap, flap, flap.
Is
flap.
Darren gonna wipe the shit off my eyes? That would be
Yeah,
lovely.
he-
Staying right by my side, baby.
Oh, the
That's true.
unfucking seen servant.
What are you doing?
Damn it. What am I doing? Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. I am going to. I'm gonna take my action to wipe this shit out of my fucking eyes.
Oh, bud.
Yeah. So you take your action to wipe your eyes. You are no longer blinded. Now you can see positions of everyone on the deck. You do still have your bonus action because you're a rogue. So if you want to dash, disengage, or hide, you can also get anywhere you want on the deck with that dash action. Or you can
You know
hide
what?
to get ready for the turn.
I am actually going to dash,
Okay.
like right next to Kiara.
Yeah.
And let's see, down a little. How do I? Oh, let me go down. Huh? Weird. Okay, right here. Like I'm trying to get like right next to Kiara. I don't know why it's not letting me go down, but that's where I want to be, so I can look at the Dragonborn and say, "I'm going to end you."
Perfect. Okay. You can like sort of shout that down as Barden is holding him by the ankle.
Him hold.
Great.
His held.
You do a nice little shout. It is the Dragonborn's turn, and he shouts back, "You can give it your best shot," and is going to swing at Barden, just sort of as he's hanging, with that axe, with a non-natural 20 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's gonna get
Okay.
me.
A 19 on the second attack,
Yep.
and a 5 with the dagger.
No.
Okay, so these two attacks, you take.
I mean, it's pretty amazing that he's doing it while being hung upside down.
Yeah, I mean he's actually pretty strong. You can tell, like a pretty.
Talented.
That is 9 points of slashing damage, halved to 4 because you're raging, and 5 points of slashing damage, halved to 2 because you're raging.
So 6 damage total.
6 damage total. That's the Dragonborn's turn. You can also see, I will say, just because you're closer to this Dragonborn, looks like frost is dripping from his breath when he's speaking. You can see like little bits of snow and snowflakes.
That's mine.
Matthias, it is your go.
Oh, my turn. Can I yeet this axe over the side of the boat, please?
Yes, you totally can.
All right, I'm gonna fucking disrespect them by throwing their weapon over the side.
You want to give me an athletics check to see how far you can throw it?
Yeah,
it's really light too.
I'd love that. Like a fucking javelin, just
Yeah.
give it a little toss. That is 12.
12. All right. I'll say, considering how light it is, you see their eyebrows just narrow scornfully as you hurl it like a good 20 feet, 30 feet, just totally off of the side into the mist.
Look back down
That
at
was
them.
my favorite axe.
Should have thought of that before you came onto our boat. Okay. And let's see. Itself. I'm just looking and seeing if I have any bonus actions that could help anybody. And I don't. So yeah, I think that's gonna be my whole turn because I use my action to yeet.
Sounds good to me. That is next in the order is Barden. Barden, it's your go.
Okay. Yeah.
And you're still raging.
I've got him upside down. So
Yeah.
pulled down. Can I swing him back up and slam him against the deck? Like
Absolutely.
Unigod.
Oh,
Look.
smash.
Like, if I can manage it, because he's just like gone at my shins.
Oh yeah, totally.
That
Let me
hurts.
quickly- I would say give me an athletics check with advantage.
Ooh, sexy. Ba-da-bum. Where is that? Okay. That's a 21.
Yep. And will you roll? Give me. Let's call this D8 bludgeoning plus your strength plus your rage damage bonus.
D8 bludgeoning. Sorry, 1 second. I need to get a dice out. Just a second. Have to
You
move.
don't have dice out. It's
No,
Dungeons and
because
Dragons.
I'm sorry. I was using the D thingy. D8. So that's a 5 plus. What else was it?
Plus your strength, which I believe is a +5, plus your rage bonus, which I think is a +2. So 5 plus 7,
12.
13. 12. Math.
Yeah.
12 points of bludgeoning damage. As you just, there's a... and you see this one long tooth go flying across the deck as you just slam this creature's body like onto the wood, and his axe just like scores into the deck of the ship. And
What are you doing here anyway?
I want to see if you have any good shit.
We've got fuck all.
I can't can see that. Okay, I can't see that, he says with his face in the wood.
Hard to see when you're in the fucking deck, isn't it?
That is, you've used your attack, I would say. You are still raging, and if you want to drag, or you can drag him a little bit if you want to with your movement, if you want to get onto the deck of the ship.
Yeah, so would that be like 15 feet?
Yeah.
If I'm dragging?
Mm-hmm.
Drag his ass.
Dragon's ass.
Dragon ass.
So let's say
Good
I
episode
drag
name,
him more
actually.
towards... we'll drag him more towards the mast.
Okay.
Would that mean if his axe is in the deck, would
There's
he
a-
let go? Or pulls?
Probably not. The axe like pulls across the deck of the ship a little bit.
You can try.
Okay. That is your go. I will also say that the crew on their turn just like wipe their eyes and take cover, and you've distracted the elf who was attacking Captain Drockness, so he just like runs to go below deck and doesn't have a weapon to make an opportunity attack. So that is the crew. Next is Kiara. Your turn.
Kiara will. Question.
Yes.
We're just busting out all the new stuff today.
Oh,
Okay, is everybody, I'm assuming, within 120?
yes,
feet of me?
absolutely.
Okay.
Have you still got your
Kiara
weapon? Is it up?
Still got the spiritual weapon yet.
Yeah, but that's a bonus action.
Oh. Sorry, I just didn't see it. I thought it had disappeared.
Oh yeah. For my action, Kiara is to look at everybody, continue to be disappointed, and just say, I said stop! And as she says stop, from their hands, two from one side, one from the other, emerge three incredibly bright rays of fire.
Oh yes.
We scorching some bitches in this house.
Hell yeah! Are you Scorchin' Ray?
Yeah, yes we are. All right.
Are you searching?
Well, that is a 9 plus 6, 15? Do I have to roll to hit each one?
For Scorching Ray, I'm not sure.
I think so. I think
believe you
ranged
roll-
attack for each ray.
Yes. So that are you sending them to the three separate people?
Yes, I'm splitting them out. The first one I'm gonna go for is the dragon board up or down?
The dragon board is up on the ship, but right by the mast, actually now.
Okay, all right. So at least I don't have disadvantage on the dragon.
No.
Okay. So the first one was the single one, and that was. I'm just gonna roll again because I didn't call it. Okay, 13 plus 6 for the elf.
Hits.
I'll just roll the same damage for everybody in a second. This is for the dragonborn, but that's terrible. That's only a 9 to hit. That doesn't hit.
Does not hit.
And for the goblin, we have a 17 plus 6 to hit.
Definitely hit.
So okay, so the 2 that. So okay, I'll roll damage for the elf. Elf takes 6 fire damage.
Okay.
And goblin takes fire damage.
And just like shooting through the mist, I think, and of course you can say I'm wrong, but I love the idea that these resemble maybe the fireworks back home, so that they on impact they just burst. Like,
absolutely. We're lighting this ship up.
Red and orange,
God.
orange light. Okay. With the light of that, you can actually see. I think it's probably the one who would be closest to be able to see it. Maybe. Matthias, since you guys were towards the front, where the ship has impacted into those boulders, you can see that it looks like there's been some ropes that were actually tied around the boulders, like maybe they were dragged into place, just with the mud. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then as my bonus action, my spiritual weapon will be attacking the Dragonborn again. Well, no, Dragonborn moved, didn't it?
The Dragonborn did move. Well, it was dragged by Barden.
Oh, it was dragged. Okay. Well, it can move 20 feet, I believe. My spiritual weapon. Okay.
That's part of it.
Yeah. All right. That's a 12 plus 6, 18 to hit.
Definitely hits as well.
Sweet. Get wrecked. What is this? This is all my spells have like grayed out because I've cast both my second level spells. But 1d8 plus 3. Hold on.
1d8 plus 3. Yep.
All right, 5 plus 3, 8. 8 force damage. As this gets thwacked on the head.
Every single one of these bandits are looking beat to shit. Absolutely beat to shit. I would say goblin and elf, single digits. Dragon, also still quite singed. That is your turn, Kiara. Your weapon is still like hovering and floating above. Barden, you have this Dragonborn just like by the feet, sort of propped up against the mast here. And next in the order, it is that little goblin's turn. It says, "How are we feeling, lads? Not feeling so good. Okay. Maybe it's time for..." And you see this little moat, this tiny little moat, just hurl of red light, hurl towards the middle of the ship. And then there's a... as fireball explodes right in the middle of the deck.
Rude!
Also,
Only
so good
I'm
to
allowed
not be here
fire
right now.
Oish, totally having the time of their life.
I was just thinking that I was gonna let these folks go with just a really bad beating, but maybe not.
Oh, and
now they have to die.
Here we go. Boom. How nice that looks.
Damn.
Oh, wait, let me see. Oh, fuck.
Okay, which means that I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw. Barden, you have advantage. And it is a 20-foot radius spear, which is going to, using my little ruler here, I want to see 20-foot radius. That's enough to get you guys and everyone, including the other two bandits. So.
I think I technically have disadvantage because I am also on the ground.
Yeah.
So.
I got a 14.
A 14? You did get your reaction back to Matthias if you want it.
Oh, that is true. Actually, yeah, that kind of is that's a pretty good idea. Kiara's already taken some damage, right?
Yeah, I'm at a 6.
Oh,
I just made I got no, not health-wise. Health-wise, I'm perfectly fine. I just rolled a 6 on deck save.
Okay. I'm gonna...
No panics.
Then seeing that coming in...
looks the most beat up.
Okay, seeing that coming in, I am going to... I can do myself and 3 other people. So who is within the range of this thing? It's... Everyone? Barden too?
In the range of your divinity, I'm not sure. In the range of the fireball, everyone. It's
Shit.
It's kind of perfectly set up so that everyone is
Okay.
Like, right
All right. Someone's okay. It's.
I will say
allies.
one more thing as well. If you would like, just for this combat, this fireball is also going to affect the boat possibly. If you want to use one sort of ossuary aegis to like affect some of the blow as it blows up near the mast, I'll have the damage on the boat as well.
Yeah.
You have the option.
The boat can take my spot.
I'll probably survive.
Can I give mine to the ship?
Yeah.
Okay. Then in that case, Matthias is going to Vice, Tazriel, Kiara, and are all going to see these bone shards pop up around them and begin to spiral, and you also see on the boat these like plates of bone just like spike up outward out of the wood and just over the top of it, laying flat, and they are going to use their ossuary aegis channel divinity on Vice, Taz, Kiara, and the ship.
Okay. So if you did not beat a DC 14, then you take 31 points of fire damage. If you did beat that DC, you take half, which is 15 points of fire damage. With ossuary aegis, whatever damage you take is halved. If you're already fire resistant, like Kiara and Tazriel, it's you either get the ossuary aegis or your regular fire resistant.
We're taking 15 so I failed, so I'm just taking 15 damage.
You failed and you're fire resistant, so you take 7.
Oh, 7, okay.
Mhm.
I got 14. Does that mean I beat it or not?
14 you do beat it, so you take 15 points of fire damage.
Thank you.
With ossuary aegis, it would be half to 7.
If I
Yes,
okay, Taz and Kiara, sorry, real quick. Taz and Kiara are resistant already to fire, and that does not stack, right?
It doesn't stack, yeah.
So
Yes.
I think that I
Which
would
you would
know that
know
by
we're
now,
resistant
but
to fire.
my
You would-
brain
you
got
would
mixed
know
up.
that,
Can I
yeah.
switch so that
Totally.
Barden gets it and I also get some of it? Because
Yeah.
Oash isn't on the deck yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So I'm only going to take 15 points.
All right.
Also, if Kiara failed, don't they get 15 points? Since it's 31, half for
31,
resistance,
15. Yeah.
but failed.
But I think
On
Kiara's-
that note.
On that note.
Oh, sorry. Kiara, if you failed, I will use my reaction for Iron Tower of Will to let you re-roll the save. If you
Aww.
I wanted to check, I wanted to use it.
Yeah.
Well, that was very sweet, but I rolled a natural 1, so
No
I'm
worries.
gonna take the extra damage. And then let me just check, because I do have my reaction back, because it is a new round. So this was the goblin, right?
Mhm.
This goblin's coming after me. I think
Yeah.
when Kiara takes the fire, it wraps around them and hurls right back out at the goblin.
Yeah.
Because we are hellish rebuking this
Amazing.
bitch.
Fuck
Dex
those
15
guys.
save.
I'll do a dex save. I will also say, I believe, Tazriel, your Tower of Iron Will only affects intelligence, charisma, and wisdom saving throws because it is a psychic barrier that allows
Yep.
you to
Oh, I also
roll.
Never mind.
I
then.
do need to
No
make a
worries.
con save for my
Con save.
spiritual
The goblin got a
weapon.
natural 1, so I will let you
Oh.
double your hellish rebuke if you want.
If you
All
want
right,
to.
well that's 40-10
If you-
for this bitch.
If you want to immolate this goblin, you don't have to.
Oh, I do. I'm angry.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay.
It like
Fuck
set
that bitch up.
magic orbs after me. It's be stabbing me. Right. I did. By the way, I rolled an 18 plus 2. I rolled a 20 on my con save
Your
for the
spiritual weapon is
spiritual
up?
weapon. All right. So we've got an 8. Oh my god, this goblin is effed. So we've got an 8 plus a 6 plus a 10.
Holy
on,
shit.
The hellish rebuke. What, you double it. So 40-10, that is the, so what, 18 plus 6? 24 on that
All
hellish rebuke.
Now, I will say this goblin had 18 hit points to start. Was it 6 hit points? So you might crisp this goblin just completely cold. That's a character choice that I'm not going to just say you have to make, but you could totally crisp this goblin with this hellish rebuke. Are you okay with that as a player?
By saying crisp, you mean kill them, right?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
I'm
Insta-kill,
okay with it as a player, and Kiara is, I think, officially too angry to have control over that, because they have been yelling stop at every opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I want to make this note because this is effed up. She gains 6 temporary hit points from this crisping.
That is perfect. So then I will say this. That fireball in the middle of the deck. The bone shards absorb most of the blast. The sails don't set on fire or anything like that. You see them just sort of smoke in the air and then dissipate. Both the dragon and the elf, even with half damage, are also knocked unconscious by the force of this blast. So that fire, and then a second on this goblin, and you all see as the flames die down, everyone who's still conscious, which are not the 3 bandits, that standing over Kiara is a massive flaming silhouette of a giant tiger. And you hear in your head, Kiara, finally. And then Agnita fades away. And the boat is left smoking and still. And we are out of initiative.
For flavor, can I say I came up just in time to see that? Like, just as the...
Yes.
Yeah, Weish gets to the top of the stairs just at the end of the fireball's blast.
your turn
sees
next.
that, and stares at Kiara. I mean, the threat is dissipated. Nobody is conscious.
I turn. I'm so sorry. Somebody want to do something?
No, you go.
I'm turn and just look down at the elf. What'd they look like?
This is a pale-skinned, non-binary elf, sort of a long braided hair, has a belt that has a few different daggers on it, as well as some of these, like, bulbous, bulging pockets, maybe more of those explosives or pouches or things that they had been using, as well as sort of like almost like a set of suspenders with a spot where the axe would go on their back. Wearing pretty nice boots, but not a super nice shirt. Looks like maybe a little bit down on the luck, but has a bunch of nicer items and, well-kept weapons, that kind of thing. And you would actually say it does look like they might, with the paler skin, looks like they might be from around the Parelian coast or Parelian Ocean region.
And in terms of watching that person just get totally immolated, what's my read on them? Do they look scared?
Oh, so
I'm still on top of them.
The elf and the dragonborn were both actually knocked unconscious by the force of the goblin's own fireball.
Oh.
Yeah. All 3 of them went down in that same moment.
Yeah, is that, are they still breathing, or are those 2 looking pretty dead too? Yeah, what's the vibe?
Unconscious and not stable.
Okay.
Can I try and shake the elf awake?
Yes. Give me a medicine check. It's a low DC just to wake him up.
19.
Yeah.
Just really roughly still has his hands kind of like around their arms and just kind of like shakes them, pulls them up. Get up.
Yeah.
And is gonna stand and just like pull them with him.
You sort of pull them up. Their hair is smoking, so small sparks die out. One thing you do note as you sort of pull them up, you can see that it looks like they have these like wrappings on their hands and their arms that are meant to be protective. So you can see there's like soot and stuff on them. Looks like maybe they're actually used to handling some flammable materials. So like the blast of the fireball didn't affect their arms or hands at all, but it did like catch them in the face and legs from where you had them pinned down. So maybe out of character, I'd say that this person might have like a level in artificer, that kind of thing.
Seems like it. And Matthias is gonna keep them, like, he's not gonna like tie things up, but he's gonna kind of like turn them around and bring their hands like behind them and keep his hands on theirs to walk forward towards the rest of the group.
Kind of
Anyone
rough,
want
aren't
to
you?
Explain what just happened.
I want to ignore what Oasis is saying. I feel like you're upright kind of near me if where you're on the position on the
Sure,
deck is
yeah.
correct. And go over to the Dragonborn.
Barden is immediately like, can I tell your vibe? Are you murderous?
No. I'm very, very angry, very hurt with 10 hit points, but not about to like execute anybody. Like, clearly can tell that. Not what's about to happen here. I would like to. I want to see what they have on them. Can I just like, who the fuck
You
is
can give
this?
me an
What are you?
investigation check.
Yeah.
I wasn't here when
Did
they
it
got
take
onto
you-
the boat, but they started attacking. Well, they were already attacking by the time I got up here to Awaish, and by way of explanation.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 24.
Okay. I'll resolve that in a moment since it takes you just like, a minute, a little bit of time to parse through that, the Dragonborn's clothing. I want to know, Kiara, if you're doing anything else. You feel with those temporary hit points and Agnita's delight in this moment, you do feel just a little bit empowered. There's like a warm flush to your cheeks, sort of a healthy glow that fades away after another moment.
I think Kiara is just kind of standing there looking at their hands, like just flipping them back and forth because they felt it. This is the first time, obviously, that I think this is the first time in game that Kiara has reduced anyone, brought anyone down.
Mhm.
But so this is the first time Kiara has experienced, and especially because she was down to less than half her HP. So that temporary hit points was a significant change. So she is probably just standing there looking at her hands, trying to wrap her mind around what just happened.
Kiara? Kiara?
Huh? What? Oh, sorry. Who's hurt? And Kiara immediately starts scanning the boat to see who's.
Vice has slipped below deck.
Shit. We can kill
Can I
them or we
ask
can let
that?
them go. Matthias kind
Sorry,
of.
I did not catch what people said, because it was.
If
little.
Oish wants to
What
go.
did you say, Sarah?
I just wanted to know if I could have noticed that and also like noticed Vice's vibe.
Yeah, I think since you had that moment there, if you want to give me a quick insight check.
Yeah, I think that due to like a conversation that they had with Siren, actually, they would look out for how Vice would react to this.
Mhm.
That is an 18 on the die, so for insight, that is 22. Yes, 22.
Vice, you see that she has this one scar over her eye, right? Was just crying a little bit, like right out of the eye, with that scar on it, but a look of, I think, simultaneously with as high of an insight as you got and knowing what you're looking for, it is a combination of terror and rage on this woman's face before she turns away and makes her way below deck.
I also do
Their
feel
lip
bad.
curls. Oh, go ahead.
I do feel bad. If it's okay, can I just, because I think Matthias would have done this, but my brain is lacking. I think that he would have looked to Vice just to make eye contact, and I'm sure she would have been like, it's fine, because he had to, and so that's why he's dealing with this right now. But I just did want to say that you'll have checked in with her briefly. He'll find her later. But.
And you don't maybe pick up quite as much of the expression because you're focused on other things, but you do see she brushes you off, but you do see that she's been upset before she goes below deck.
Sorry, Sarah. You were saying.
It's okay. Yeah, no, their lip just curls briefly at Kiara, and then they also descend below deck.
Kiara's looking for people to heal. Who's hurt? Taz. Okay. Kiara will go right to Taz and ask, may I help?
Alex, would you say enough time has passed in this moment that I've found whatever I'm gonna find on? Okay. So yeah, Taz will stop rummaging through this unconscious dragonborn and turn to you and nod. And I think while you're healing me or whatnot, because Taz will look and see that the deck, like Vice and Oasis are gone, and just kind of assume it's part of the whole everything that just happened, and we'll just kind of lean down to you. Tell me if I'm assuming wrong, but maybe this is the first time you've killed someone, or perhaps even with your flames.
I didn't mean to. I wanted them to stop.
No.
They don't stop.
You don't have to explain that to me. I was here. I saw you tried. I needed someone to talk to the first time I killed somebody. And I'm here. And I don't know if this is worth anything, but I'm sure you're making whatever's touched you to give you this power proud that you're defending us. And no.
No, I think Kiara's eyes just go kind of like a little bit wider at that. But you don't know this, but they're connecting what was just said and what you said. But she doesn't say anything.
Taz would kind of lean down like he's about to give you like a kiss on the cheek, but hesitate in case like you want to pull away and not let that happen.
No. She's there for comforting too.
It's a little peck.
And when you do that, I think you feel the heat from her cheek and heal 11 HP.
Cure wounds with a kiss.
Cure wounds with a kiss.
Wow. Lovely.
Yeah,
and
Can I quickly see if I can find that dragon tooth that came off him?
yeah,
Give me
I
my
think
tooth.
with Taz's investigation, Barden, I'll totally let you grab that tooth. You can even see where it was just sort of lodged in the deck. I will say, with Tazriel's investigation, you can tell that the weapons that these bandits had, as I've said, they're well kept, but they're not super nice. None of them are enchanted or anything. You find that axe, a bunch of daggers. Looks like they had studded leathers on them that they were wearing, that are of a similar make. Looks like maybe the three of these people got their leathers made together in the same place. One thing you do note with that investigation check is that all three of them, I will say, have tied around their person, sort of like underneath the leather on their arm, a little red piece of fabric, like sort of tied, which give me a history check with advantage, Tazriel, before you go talk to Kiara.
Oh, hell yeah. 19.
19, which marks these bandits as members of a group known as the Red Scarves, which are usually river pirates that operate in Abjor. So it's very unusual that they would be in Skyhome. They don't really have jurisdiction, but they skirmish, they steal, they give trouble to boats that travel through the Riverweft network of Abjor. Yes, with that being said, the crew begins to recover as the rest of you are sort of talking, and we'll just sort of, as you resolve these next few scenes and conversations, the quartermaster goes down, takes a look at the prow of the ship, and begins to sort of slowly, pull and disengage these boulders out of the way because they were moved, so the boat can continue.
I've got this elf and the dragonborn still unconscious, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you check, the dragonborn appears to have stabilized.
Okay. Then
I think
I'm
Bardon will take
gonna...
a minute to tie their hands behind their back.
Good
the
idea.
dragonborn. And actually takes a notch out the end of the rope and around their mouth. Just like, never know if they're mages.
If the elf is still unstable, Kiara will...
Elf was woken up.
woken up.
I
Okay.
got it. Can I take that? I want to take that elf over to the goblin's corpse.
That is a pity.
And he just kind of like shoves them forward closer to it and is like, is this what you wanted?
That is not the ideal outcome, no.
Is that what you want for yourself?
Certainly not.
I'm having trouble
The
deciding
danger of
whether I should kill you here or let you go.
Kill
Well,
them.
you don't want to get more. You don't want to get more blood on this lovely ship, do you?
Blood comes out.
Give me an intimidation check with advantage.
Yee. Okay.
I just want to say Taz is thinking.
That's 18.
And 18. You have is a very familiar kind of bravado, but as you are holding this elf, you can tell that they are shaking, like trembling in your grip, as much as they're trying to pretend that this hasn't affected them. There's this one moment after you say blood comes out where they're holding their chin up as they're looking, kind of trying to avoid actually staring down at the corpse. And then you say those words and their gaze drops a little bit and you just feel the shoulders and the shaking gets a little bit worse. They say, seems like we picked the wrong crew to mess with. And I think we have already paid the price, haven't we?
Not yet. But thankfully for you, I have things that I need to do, and I don't feel like making this decision quite now. And he's going to drag them back over towards the Dragonborn, is going to request Barden's help to get the Dragonborn and take both of these folks down below and see if they can find a place to tie them up. Something.
You can put them in the crawl space Awish was in.
I don't want to take away Awasha's space. I'd try and find something else.
Aw. Thank you for not taking my spot.
Yeah. Seems like Awash was very comfortable there, so it's okay if they're like around other people, It's fine. Just somewhere where we can like actually it's probably better if they're around other people. Just a place where we can secure them.
Yes, there
Not
are a
inhumanely,
few other
but-
members of the crew, a bunch of like food barrels and things, and like ropes that are hung, so you can like just sort of secure them by some of the barrels to a sturdy piece of wood, and just ask one of the crew to make sure that they are watched.
Oh, actually, you know what? It's probably better if they're separated. So I'll try and give them some space from each other as well.
Yep.
Varden just another small length of rope around the elf's mouth.
Yeah. And Matthias is very stoic the whole time and quiet. And I think that as soon as he's done, he'll take some time just to make sure that everything's okay. So maybe like 30-minute wrap up after this, and after that he's gonna go and try and find Vice, but that is something that can happen next week.
All right. So then I will say, I do think that there's a moment while things are resolving on deck for Awaish and Vice to talk, but I do know that we have to wrap 4. So what I will say then is that we will put that conversation off until next week. And as you guys continue with the rest of this day, Captain Drockness does relay to you at one point, I think Matthias, as you are going up and down on the deck or bringing these bandits, as he's like wiping smoke and soot out of his own eyes, he says, I think that even with this storm, we will make it to Leicastle by tonight. We made good progress yesterday. So with no other interruptions, we'll be able to dock and drop you all off there. Of course, I would say that if you're continuing your trek through Upper Skyholm, you might need to book a different ship, or you can grab one at Lyport.
No,
So we'll say goodbye there.
I think that we'll be looking for another kind of ship for our passage. So, thank you.
All
and
right. Yeah, no worries. Thank you. You and your group.
Of course.
Mm.
That's it.
And with that, the lonely sailor continues through the storm towards Leicastle, where we will pick up next week. Thank you all so much for joining us. It's so lovely to have you as always, and a big thank you once again to One More Multiverse. The combat that you just saw took place on their platform. It's super, super amazing. Go check them out. As well, thank you to Soundtail for our amazing music and our sound. Super, super fabulous. And I also just want to say to our audience, thank you for joining us. Make sure that you take care of yourselves. Take time to breathe and decompress, and we will see you next week for a very special episode that might have an announcement about on our Twitter coming real soon. So keep an eye out for that at Total Party Kiss.
Yeah, and we're gonna go ahead and raid Starlight Tales. So give them a nice big hello from all of us. All right,
Yeah,
goodbye, everybody.
give them a hello from us. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.